Yes, my good people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, but more importantly, blue morning to you because, in fact, it is the Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life. Let's get into the show because it is designed to be interactive. It's not about the panelists, it is about, again, also about those in the chat, about the followers. We share knowledge. The followers sometimes teach us, sometimes we teach them. Not one of us is an expert here. But that's by the way we move on. Let's get it started immediately as soon as possible. As usual, always the first, or 99.9% of the times, always the first. Blue morning, Kachila panel and chat. Blue morning to you too, Liam Lane. I hope you're doing well. Yes, people, it's important. Again, as you're coming in, keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Now, right now, we're at 9,801. We can get to 10,000 in a few days, but it's up to you. Even we can actually do it today, but that can only be possible if you keep dropping the likes, those delicious likes. Keep dropping those delicious likes on the stream so that the YouTube algorithm can push the stream to more people that be interested in this particular topic. Good morning, Blues. Again, William, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Let's go. Yes, let's go, boys. Again, Luis Rivera, how have you been, brother? I hope you're doing well. I haven't asked you that. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas and you're enjoying the new year. Please do let us know, brother. Today is the day, big fellas. Yep, let's see what happens today. Again, I'm confident. I haven't for a while looked forward to the game for a chance again, like I'm doing today. Good morning, Blues family. Good morning to you too, Phil R7. I hope you're doing well. I feel much better today, but please, you in the chat, you have to do me a favor. Always make sure that whatever you're putting is aligned with what we're currently talking about, and I will try my best to get as much as I can. And you know fully well that I cannot read everything. If that makes any sort of sense to you, happy weekend, fam. Happy weekend to you too. Hello, brother. How are you? I am pretty much better. My voice isn't 100% back, but I'm getting there. My prediction for this game is a 3-0 Chelsea win. Okay, let's see that. Again, let's see. You can up the Chelsea, brother. Again, Usman Mohammed. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Up Blues. Yep. Again, obey with Julius. Thank you for saying that. 3-0 Chelsea win tonight. Let's see if we can do that. But that's by the way. Again, as you're coming in, please make sure to drop a like on the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Just give me 1 second. I want to put up something here that will help us get more likes so that we can reach more people. If you don't mind. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you in a minute. One second. I know it's boring. Give me 1 second. I will go back to that in a bit. Let me not keep you waiting. So let's go. What else do we have here? And this is again a happy weekend of feeling a win tonight at Chelsea all the way. I hope that happens. Again, is there any news? Again, the players that play the Champions League are still. We're still waiting. I'm still waiting. I've checked. Again, I checked on a couple of occasions. I did see something that's more of a leak than factual, than being the real deal. So I didn't trust the source. The source listed again, just you could say the big names in the current squad. The names listed include João Felix, Mihailo Modric, and what's his name again? The Argentine international, Enzo Fernandez. So there's no way to confirm that. I've checked the club's website. I didn't see anything. I've checked on UFS website. I haven't seen anything yet. Correct me if I'm wrong if I've checked and I missed it. But that's by the way. Say yeah, no news yet. The winning. I even asked the panelists in the group. Nobody has any news in terms of that. Again, the winning is important to Chelsea. It's very important. Emeka, Stanley Chukwuemeka, or Emeka, whichever it is. Again, you let me know. I really do want to know because I know the meaning of what that name. The winning is important. Very. I think it set the tone. Let me say, yeah. I guess I can argue that for the new signings going forward, a win would do us a world of good. The team's overall confidence, a win is important for that because we haven't won games again. won consecutive games in a while. I think the last thing we got was a draw. Again, the Chelsea, a big night for the boys with goals. I hope so. If we can win with plenty of goals, that will go a long way. And Fernandez says Enzo could start today. Um, if it were up to me, I wouldn't start him. I will have him start on the bench and bring him on one time in the game because you want to be sure if he starts that if he gets he plays a part in a game that would win. You don't want it to be a situation whereby he starts and we end up not winning. I think that's usually again in most cases hard to come out from. So there are all the multitude of reasons why I don't think he should start. Give him time, and also again, Doza has been training with the team. This is some people will say I'm being sentimental here, but that's not the case. You want harmony in the dressing room. You don't want a situation where anybody feels like they've worked so hard and you drop them to the bench. We know eventually Enzo will become a regular starter, if that makes any sort of sense. So you don't want to even again do it start off things in a way that you create problem because of his presence. But that's why the way we're moving from that one. Mudrik will start. Yeah, I think he'd start. He warrants a start, given that he's trained with the team for a while now. If that makes any sort of sense, I think he gets to start. 2-0 Chelsea win. William, let's let that happen. Again, is Enzo registered already? Yeah, I think the club was able to register him and get a work permit for him just in time for him to available for selection for this particular game. Can the club change the players, play that group stage again, like for Fofana? Can we replace them? No, I don't think you'd replace any player. But all I know, let me just say what I know for sure is that we're only allowed to register 3 of our new signings. I don't know, Ken, I'm not well acquainted with all the aspect of the whole thing, but I don't think you can change any player or replace any player. All I know is that you can register only 3 of the new signing, if that makes any sort of sense. Again, yes, people, smash the like button, keep liking the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. What else do we have here? Today is the day, Enzo. Okay, let's see what happens today. Again, I'm positive we will win. This is where our season starts. I hope so. Let's just say today is the first day of the rest of the season, and it could be a step. Of course, again, we could take a step in the right direction and making it into top 4. You never know. Chelsea will play top 4 no matter what. Again, no matter what. Good morning. Watching you from Ghana. Thank you so much, my Ghanaian brother, Michael Arthur. Nice to see you. Enzo starts for me definitely, especially as a beat shot on central midfielders, and he is match fit. Okay, maybe that argument works. Let's see. Enzo is a blue. More importantly, we have until 16:00 to get the work permit. Is it done already? If he's in the squad, doesn't that mean again that he's already gotten his work permit? I don't know. You let me know. Again, the hype is high and expectation is high. It's Porter's time to balance and come up with a playing system, not a trials. Yeah, I think he should start trying again and stabilize the team, play with whatever the players have mastered, and then take the implementation of his preferred approach gradually, not to unsettle things. Again, he will have time enough during preseason to start implementing whatever playing style he wants. Chelsea's spending again has provoked a number of reaction amongst rivals, jealousy, bitterness, admiration, and confusion. There's even a fear about where this could all lead. I think more again, you could say predominantly fear, because they don't want us to start again, beating the heck out of them like we've done in the past. No, please again, don't start. Enzo, don't start. Okay, only one day. No next game can start. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. He was added to the squad just in case the work permit came through. Thank you very much for saying that. Again, Liam, then you see how we operate here. Nobody knows everything. And after all, again, it'd be difficult for me to research everything because I do everything alone. That's why we're like a family here. In terms of the back end stuff, I do pretty much everything. But in the front end, we work together, and that's why we're successful. No sentiments in team selection, not at all. Again, watching from Kenya, good job, bro. Good job to you too, Chelsea Diehard. I appreciate you, brother. Enzo needs to start today. Let's see what happens. Yes, again, Bobby, welcome to the panel. I hope you're doing well. Brother, thanks so much for finding the time to join. I asked the question whether you get sleep at all because I see you in Dan's channel. I see you in all the channels too. Always available to talk Chelsea. But that's by the way. Yeah, we know we don't have the Champions League list out. But the question I want to start you with is, Bobby, are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, as you know, I have a little time, but all that will change from Monday. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, you may not see me as much on the streams.
Hmm.
Yeah, last night was insane. I don't know. I'm sure that's why my brother Roger isn't here. I don't know what I fell asleep. I wasn't most of that. I was asleep, to be honest.
It was a marathon on
Oh,
Dan's
it
channel
was
yesterday.
crazy. I slept. I woke up like I think 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were still talking. I was like, "What is going on here?" Yeah, but after a while, I just left and went back to sleep. It was a lot, but it
Yeah,
was
it
all
was a
good.
lot.
It was
But
all good.
DJ enjoys the conversational approach, and a lot of people enjoy it. But it can be stressful because it's late for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it depends. You see, this streaming it depends on the vibe of the panel and the person that's coordinating the panel
Hmm.
that makes the show. So it was good. I think in the end, Johnny Minerals joined, and he's always good to chat with. Anyway, um, today,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Are you looking forward to this one?
Well, I don't know if I can use the word "looking forward to be honest. I've heard that all Enzo's papers are done. This is what I've heard, and whether he plays him up personally, I wouldn't. I would like to think we have enough to do without him at least until the second half, halfway through the second half.
Hmm.
But if he plays him, it will tell me Potter is a gambler and he's relying very, very much on the
Is
ability of
that a
his
good thing
players.
or a bad thing?
I don't think it's a good thing at all. You should have a tactical plan to cope with Fulham without Enzo. You see what I mean? I don't.
Hmm.
That wouldn't impress me. It would impress me if he had enough. Why can't you use Ruben? Unless Ruben's not fit. Um, Gallagher has played there under him several times, although not all under him. Some of it under Tuchel.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I don't. I'm tired of talking a bit about the midfield. We know it's very deficient, and if there's anything that will stop anything, a positive outcome is that midfield. How That's why I'm not really over excited or overconfident because we're not going out as a strong team. We're not a strong team. I think people have allowed the signings to deceive them. You know, Detro Fofana is young. He's not a starter. Um, uh, Andre Santos doesn't have all his papers, and well, he hasn't even really trained with the side. So those are two for the first team. Um, Jao Felix is still suspended as three. Then no Zakaria, no Kovacic, and Jorginho has been sold, and of course Kante's still a long-term injury. What's there to be confident about? It's like we're just on the same spot, really. Enzo has arrived, but we have to not look at Enzo as salvation. He's not the Messiah. He's just part of the puzzle. So,
Hmm.
I'm not happy in that aspect. The forward line, yes, we can be happy. Defense, yes, we can be happy. But games are won in the middle.
And
So
this time, we still have again lots of players out injured from the. Again, it's
exactly.
Kovacic even joined them. So yeah, but again, you can
What we
say,
can do,
yeah.
sorry, coach, is really flood the middle. Instead of playing a three-man midfield, make it four. Try something
Hmm.
like a 4-4-1-1 and try and be hitting them on the break. Do something different. or 3-5-1. He might need to play a 3-5. Is it 1 or 3-5-2? I've forgotten the numbers now. He might even need to play a back three. But he has to compensate for that midfield. This is where he earns
by
his
overloading
money.
it.
Overloading is my instinct.
Yeah,
Um, I think that is it. Fulham will try and hit us on the break, but we should be setting traps all over the field and
yeah,
try to suck them in to hit them on the break because we've got very fast wingers. Um, yeah, if we do
yeah,
that, okay, we might be lucky and scrape through a win.
yeah.
But for now,
All right.
not too
Again, if you're
confident.
watching and you're in the chat, let us know whether you're looking forward to the game. You've heard Bobby. He clearly mentioned we still have problems due to injuries, most especially in the midfield area, and coverage has joined them. And I'm saying, let me get what you have in the chat, and please try as much as you can to align what we're again with your comments in the chat with what we're talking about currently. If you want me to look at it, and switching between topics can be very exhausting. And I say this right now. So I have my voice. I haven't recovered my voice fully, so it'd be easier to look at it and say this doesn't align, and I will just skip it. So, but that's by the way. Yes, keep dropping the likes on the stream so that we can get it at 100 likes as soon as possible. Let's shoot for 200 today as soon as possible. We've again averaged 200. We've averaged at 200 likes in the past few days, and we can get there as soon as possible. Zia to start. That's a chance he starts. Again, hi, coach. Again, I hope you're feeling well. Now, and Bobby, again, yep, thank you so much. Gabriel Keita, as well as, again, I hope you are great now. Yeah, I feel so much better. It's still pretty much difficult to read distance continuously, but I think it doesn't aggravate. I have something by my side, and I'm thinking to keep it, should I say, soft, my voice is smooth, a chord smooth so that it doesn't hurt. Coach, again, big up to you. And how is Bobby? Send my greetings. Yeah, Bobby's with us today, so that's a sign that he's feeling better. And he was part of a marathon stream yesterday on Dance Channel. So yeah, again, the prayers are working. He's feeling better. So Bobby, a lot of love for you in the chat. I want to see again your predictions on the lineup. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll have to work on that together because we don't just put that out. We analyze the possibility of every player starting and can put again considering factoring into our decision what we know so far about Graham Potter, if that makes sense. We have so many injuries in midfield, and with Jeff Fiat gone, we don't have again much a choice to play Enzo if he gets the work. I mean, I think that makes sense now. So the argument that he shouldn't start probably we will put behind. So he has to start really. Hopefully, the adrenaline doesn't push him into doing something that can get him caught, and then our situation worsens. Yeah, again, I love Enzo, but not to start tonight. A lot of people think so, but you've seen the reason both Jackson Smith and may well get him to start. Can Match host at Trend TV, love you, brother. Why are we going to RSC straight up? But I hope you're doing well. I get again. I wouldn't say that right now. Without support him. Let's hope he does well. He will help us in so many ways. Felix started right away. Why shouldn't Enzo? If you're going into the argument, somebody would tell you it's adrenaline plus the fact he feels like, it's on him now to help the team win the game and was doing too much and get himself cut and got sent off. If that makes any sort of sense, again, we can still finish top four if we will be clinical. Again, the worst we can accept is a draw. The other way, again, as to say in the Champions League, is to win. We have to win it again. So I think we're stronger now, but we still have a problem, like Bobby mentioned. Although the signings, exciting signings, the attacking signings, Noni, Madueke, Mihailo Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez is also attacking minded. Those signings again, Datro Fofana, I think they all mask the fact that we still have a lot of players out injured, especially in the midfield area. And again, to worsen the situation, Kovacic has joined them. He's not fit. So, yeah, it makes sense. Again, Ruben isn't match fit. I think I've read that one. Yep. No, okay, I'm just saying that Ruben is match fit. He's not played with a couple of a couple of months, Zach cover injured with Kante. So who else is going to cover midfield unless we play Hall centrally and Hall and Gallagher. That's a good combo. Yeah, or if it can, if in fact, like you said, I think they're still working to get through the work permit for Enzo Fernandez or registration. I forgot what you mentioned. If we're able to do that, then he has to start. As much as I know Lewis Hall, again, I think I'm not sure about his physicality, but he's able to guide his ball. Again, you can't take a Muslim off the ball, but let's see what happens. I think I can trust him to play centrally, maybe in an approach where he plays on the flanks, either as a right midfielder, then helps overload the midfield because something Bobby said I think will be crucial to us controlling the midfield, and we can only win this game. We can start again. We can do well if we do well in the middle of the park, which means overloading it is our only option. Since again our top midfielders are available. Big up Bobby again. I still expect a big win. I need vengeance on them. Yeah, they beat us 2-1 the last time we played them. So we're going to start very soon by looking at that last game we played against them. Try to see if we can find out what really went wrong and what we should do differently in the game today. Again, big up to you, CFCOG, my brother. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, I should be talking much less. If you get a chance, you have every right to do so. And I don't even need to remind you, and I'm going to start reminding you guys that are mods here that have a channel. If you're here, you can always say, yeah, just stay a bit, tell people this is the link to my channel. Go check it out. And if I can, I will read it. If not, I'll pass by it, but just do it. Don Fraser, if Enzo is match fit, don't see any reason why he shouldn't start. This isn't about a salvation. It's about having the taste of EPL. He can just exercise his baller talent tonight, just enjoy himself. Okay, that's how you see it. Sanako Jola, Chelsea spending has provoked a number of reactions amongst rivals. Some are crying, some are wow. Again, nice people who say wow, they're ready to cook. Some are crying, some are saying investigate them. One of them started a petition to say investigate Chelsea and all that. Some is just blatant hatred. So yeah, 3-5-1. That will be again unexpected from Fulham. Again, let's see from perspective Ziyech to start or not. Why not? Again, he may well start. He knows the team quite well, knows the league quite well. There's a chance he starts over Noni Madueke actually, but I want Noni to start. He brings something different, something that I think Fulham would not be expecting us to see from us. Let's not say we're worse. Again, we have all the sharpnels again to win this one. I like this. This is for even the Liverpool game. We played well. We're winning. Plus, we're stronger again. But in terms of we're still depleted in the midfield area. Alex Abile again, Noni and Modric should start. I think they should start. I think they will start with the opponent because they're not the usual suspects in terms of all the 11 we will often start with. I think that's a good idea. Yes, people keep liking the stream. We are at 47 likes right now. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. And I know we can only if you keep liking the stream. So thank you so much, guys. Someone said Chelsea should get a transfer ban for 15 years. Oh, yeah. Then we'll start giving them names. Man City should be banned for 25 years. A lot of them, but we're not going to go into that. Once it's Chelsea, you see blatant hatred. Nothing like that will happen. We haven't broken any rules. So I'm not concerned. Don King, father, he says again, it's very much bothering why Felix is not in and J5 is gone. N'Golo Kante is not there. What the hell? That is a hard game for us tonight, but I think we can still pull off a win. If the manager can takes his time, looks at the game and understand, like Bobby said, we should try and overload the midfield because we don't have, you could say, the expert, those seasoned midfielders are available to us to help us again win the midfield battle. There's no discipline among Paul. Yep, he's maybe if the manager's demand could change that and ask him to stay disciplined. And also, the manager should be on his feet, always micromanage if possible. Or let me just say manage, because that's what he should be doing. Manage him throughout the game. I think he'd do well. And Gallagher, they all runners. We have again to have someone that can sit again, and Enzo again is the only one that would do that again if told to, because of his experience. But he's always attacking minded too. I'm going to go straight to Ty and find out, Ty, your thoughts. Again, are you looking forward to this one? Let me just say, stop it there. Then we're going to looking at the last game we played against them to again the lineup predictions and head to head and all that, and players to look to watch. Go ahead, Ty, and I hope you're doing well. More importantly, Ty, are you there? Okay, if Ty is not there, I think we're just going to looking at the last game we played against. Let's get it started there. When Ty Jones, he can speak his mind. I think there you go. That's the last game we played against them. Let's start by looking at the statistics again. If you're watching and you're having, please keep liking the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for all the support. And I want to ask you for a favor. If you haven't, please again, do share the channel. Tell people about the Blue Morning Show. Tell people about the Chelsea Perspective community, how interactive it is here. If you feel they can enjoy it, so that we can grow as quickly as possible. So thank you so much. The Dan Blue Heart, I love that. Again, you didn't say a word, but that means a lot. So the last game we played against them, we had Zakaria in the midfield, we had Kovacic in the midfield, and we still struggled. Yeah, we still struggled. They beat us 2-1 on the day. Willian, from our player, scored against us. And before that game, actually, he said he was going to score. He did score. He played very well. And the man of the match on the day was Koulibaly. Probably he scored. Our defense suffered. Okay, I'm not really sure what happened. That you could say the red card to João Felix. Maybe what time was it counted? Really, let's look at it. Match events. Where do I see that? When was it carded? I want to see that. Um, it's not listed anywhere. I really want to see, but that's by the way. I want to see what time he was carded. How much of an again impact that had on the game. But overall, even before he was carded, he was only shining light in our squad, in our team, again in the 11 that started for us. All the others again were really poor. I think, other than Felix, again, nearly every other player that started for Chelsea that day was very poor. We had more of the possession. Um, I think we improved the expected again the XG. I think in the first half we were poor, but the second half it improved. Total shot we had 20 shots on, and they had 8 shots, and we were able to score just one goal. And what you can argue, you can say a scrambled goal. Yeah, that I think it was shocking overall. Big chances created. We had created big chances, accurate passes. Yeah, that's nothing to me. Fouls committed, 16 fouls to this. That's 12 offsides, three apiece, and corner kicks, seven to their, again, five corner kicks. I think overall, during the first half, I think we started well, and then it just seemed as if our it just seemed as if our performance dropped, especially in the second half. You could argue, especially when Jean Philippe got carded. At what minute? It's not showing the record what time he got carded, so we can say maybe, yeah, probably can the red card to Jean Felix changed everything. But that's by the way, Bobby. Why do you can? Why would you again? Do you what would you say led to us losing that game? Would you say it was due to the card to Jean Felix, or would you say it was something else?
I think the card was a big part of it because,
Mm,
first of all, starting from the manager, his failure to react properly to the to going down to 10 men. You know, many teams play with 10 men and even win games. His reaction time was extremely poor. Nobody knew exactly what he did after João Felix left. It was only later that he started bringing on substitutions, but by then they had already scored the second goal. Um, Felix scoring definitely was another one. And the lack of form of some players. Chalobah had a terrible game. Aspi was, well, practically non existent. What's his name? Uh, Koulibaly, well, you know, it was terrible. It was just a terrible game. Mount, they were all awful that day. So many players just not playing to any kind of form, and ultimately tactical unawareness. Um, uh, Fulham just put the extra man into midfield and stormed forward, and we had no reply to that. That's it's as simple as that. Whereas this time, I am really looking at Potter now, not because he has all his players available, because he doesn't yet. It's because he hasn't got all his players available. He's had
Mhm.
2 weeks, so you can't tell me he hasn't had time to work on something. He has to come up with something. He knows Fulham only played them what 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So he needs to show us something. He knows his deficiencies, deal with it. Put players there that will create an effective outcome. Do something different and show 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 us your job. Show us you know your job. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. I think this something you said. I know a lot of people won't take that seriously, but I think it should be taken seriously. Since we're missing again the established heads, or let me say, the more experienced heads in the team, again to help us. When they're there, you can be rest assured. Okay, we're strong in the midfield area, but due to their absence, I think first of all he should prioritize overloading the midfield by structure, first of all,
Yeah,
not by players on the flanks and drifting into support, but by structure, by default, we should have three players in the midfield. I
yeah.
think that will go a long way because even with experienced heads such as again Kovacic and Zakaria, I think they actually outplayed us in the midfield area. Look at the rating of the players. Although he got a goal, Pereira got a 7.3 on that day. Of their two sixes, one of them again, Rafinha got a 7.4, and again Reed got a 6.5, which isn't bad. Although he was substituted in the 62nd minute. So yeah, I think he should do something differently this today in terms of structure. So yeah, I hope
I,
he's. Yeah, go ahead.
I have to reiterate, I
Mm,
know, some fans have their likes and dislikes, and I know uh, if a big if Ruben is fit, he must play. I have noticed when Ruben has bad games after fitness, it's when he's probably carrying an injury and he's been played through it. When he was played consistently before he had this latest injury, he got to a point where because we were so desperate for midfielders
mhm,
and for people all over the pitch,
mhm,
he would just be played, and he was nursing an injury until he eventually got his big injury, which kept him out for months. So if Ruben is fit, play Ruben. He has to be there. You've got to play him with Gallagher and Mount. And if they haven't rehearsed that in training, then shame on you, Mr. Potter. You must have more. Uh, I wouldn't even say creativity, endeavor in midfield, because it is endeavor in midfield that would overcome the more rehearsed midfielders that Fulham has.
mhm. Uh, Roger, again, a Porter's lawyer is here. I know you guys are in a gang, but where you have a problem, again, where you have civil war in your gang is the fact that Roger is Porter's lawyer and
Yeah,
probably would disagree with you some of the things you said.
big up,
Big up,
guys.
Roger. How are you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well.
Hey, technically good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's still morning to you. The 3 hours before noon there, I know, again. But Roger, what I want to ask you, why do you think we lost the last time we played against them? To me, yeah, Felix again got a red card, but I don't think it
Yeah,
was
so
just down
he
to
got a
him.
red card in the 58th minute. Remember, it was just under an hour.
I know
Um,
you keep a spreadsheet
no,
about
no, I
everything.
actually,
No, I'm
believe it
just
or
kidding.
not,
I'm just amazed of again.
no, believe
I'm just kidding. I know.
no, believe it
Uh,
or not, I actually remember that for some
no,
perverted
I know.
reason.
This is just me trying to be funny here, but you said that's not funny, but that's okay.
So,
Um,
that was actually funnier than the
no.
comment.
But
Yeah.
by the way, again, your thoughts on why we lost that game? I don't think it was just down to the red card.
Okay, may I approach the bench, Your Honour?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. Go ahead.
I have to defend my client on this one, and I, for once,
do I know you?
Coach,
No.
I'm glad you're sitting down because you're going to faint because I disagree with Bobby. Respectfully,
That's what I'm saying.
course.
I'm quite sure you're never going to agree with him on that one, but go ahead.
Because listen, if you have a look at well, you can do that now. If you have a look at the bench, we have very little to pick from because
we still have a village of injured players.
Yeah, of course. We have a continent of players, not even a country, a continent. And basically, what I want to say is the game is run in the midfield, right? And who got sent off? A forward player. So virtually any coach that has a forward sent off, is so basically you've gone from a 3-4-3 to a 3-4-1 per se. So there's no need to virtually do any, make any modifications in that regard because you've already got your midfield and your defensive line set per se.
Okay.
Maybe you could bring on a another centre back perhaps to shore up, because we do have that luxury in that regard. That's the only depth we really have per se. But if you look at who's on I remember looking at it. If you look at the actual bench and so forth, if we had a defensive lineman or a midfielder sent off, then yes, by all means, you're going to need to make substitutes. You're going to need to rearrange, or goalkeeper for that matter. But for when you have an attacking player sent off, that most coaches won't actually make that. So that's why I differ with Bobby in that regard. And as soon as they scored, we made substitutions. We were going for the draw, obviously, and that's a normal case. When you're down to 10 men, coach, you usually play for the goal or on an away break, So, what are you going to do? It's simple as that. And so as soon as they scored, yes, he made wholesale changes because he had to go for a draw to try and score. You lose 3-1 or 4-1 as opposed to 2-1. And so I don't have any criticism with his coaching in that regard.
All right, let me catch up with the chat. When I come back, I want to get your order again. Again, I want to we'll move on from your client, and then you tell us again why you think we lost that game. Except if you want to move on from that.
I think it was. Listen, we were playing better.
Okay, let me catch up with the chat quickly so it doesn't grow too long.
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
All right, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Again, Blue Plus is for rival fans. New version of the CS referee song. Okay, CS referee song. Okay, I want to hear that. This game versus Fulham with João Felix will be a win. Very bad luck. With the bean because he's not playing. I think he's still out with a card. Yep. My worry is who's going to play our defensive midfield tonight, along with again Kovacic when there is no N'Golo Kante or J5. Yep. Again, even if you hate J5, at least sometimes he reads the game well enough. The problem has always been sometimes him being able to catch up with the man he's going after. Again, it's just some cases it just seems as if he's saying, "Wait for me, wait for me." But he still gets the job done in most cases. But that's why the weekend, I think we'll still be fine if the manager, if he's done his research and realize the importance of overloading the midfield by default, like I've explained before, not just by having players on the flanks that, again, drift into overload, but by default, overload the midfield. Again, but let's see what he does. Again, debt-free forever. Okay, was that what you meant? Again, wherever we may be, we're going to buy everyone we see, and we don't give, you know what that means about the transfer fee, because we are the wealthy CFC. And plus, again, you don't want to see our jet. You don't want to see Todd Bowley near again in a restaurant near your club. You don't want to see a private jet landing, and it has to do with it has anything to do with Chelsea. We're going to take your players, and there's nothing you can do about it. Please note, Ruben loves to stick. Perpetual Richard. Let's see whether that happens. Latif Khalid, a big up brother. Again, good morning, Coach. Again, we have to beat Fulham tonight. It's as simple as that. Anything less than that I wouldn't say will be unacceptable. But remember, we're still depleted in the midfield area. So, but the manager can pull off a stroke of genius and help us win that. Again, let me catch up with the chat. Then I bring you back because I tried to bring you in it looks like you were again dealing with all this other important stuff. But you're fine, bro.
100%.
I'll bring you in a bit. Okay. No excuses, skin. We lost the game at Fulham again. But Potter didn't have any clue to the game. Thomas would have won the game. Let's start going back. Let's stop going back, please. Let's move on to Thomas Tuchel. Support Graham Potter because if he does well, you have a rest of mind. Your support can go a long way. If you don't, again, that makes any sort of sense. I have a lot of question marks over Graham Potter, or I've dropped a few. I'm seeing some improvement. His start becoming a bit more pragmatic than usual, and I like that. I support Chelsea, and if I support Chelsea, I have to support Graham Potter. If he doesn't do well, we're in trouble. If he does well, we will do well. Again, so let's move on from Thomas Tuchel. He's never coming back. Facts against Sinoko again. Benzema is available on a free this summer. I think they will extend his stay at Real Madrid. They don't want to make that mistake that they make with Ronaldo. They'd keep him, even if he's not going to be starting every game. So I don't think we'll go for him too. Chelsea need a new stadium as soon as possible. You don't need to remind the new owners. They understand the importance of a new stadium, and I'm sure I think the plan is already on the way. With a bit of issues, I think they're saying some of the people that own the land or businesses around the club, they're not comfortable with the plans of the new owners and all that. But we get into that another day, not today. Restaurant check. Good day, Katila. Good day to you too, the Prince. I'm glad I'm doing much better today. Again, the menu's gonna get expensive. Yeah. If they see him, but let's see what happens. But that's, by the way, Ty. Okay, Ty, are you looking forward to this one? I hope you again. If you're close by your device, I know you're busy, but at the same time, try to support your bro. So I understand. Let's see. If Potter doesn't do well, we are in a trouble, and that is it. Okay, Roger hasn't dropped. So you have to drop before Ty comes in. One match is a must-win match, and we have a good squad depth to win it. Okay, if you think so, a must-win for Chelsea. Fulham will get a pass at Chelsea FC. So Roger, Ty is busy at the same time. I'm pretty sure he's probably at work or possibly at school, and I wouldn't like that if he's at school and trying to be here. But your thoughts, again, you were going to tell us why you thought we lost that game against Fulham away.
Well, it didn't help that we were down to 10 men. Let's be honest. You know, I've seen games, and Bobby will agree with me, where a team actually goes down to 10 men and actually plays better for some moronic reason. So, but that's a rarity. And listen, let's be honest. Let's be objective here. It didn't help us, obviously. But listen, we wouldn't be critiquing this game the way we are had we been more clinical. We created chances time after time.
Yep, 20 chances.
Yeah, the ball is just not hitting the back of the net. It's simple as that. So, you know, it's that. Listen, we would have won 3-2 or drawn 2-2 had we been just a smidgen more clinical. So I think we need to put that in perspective, and that has been our modus operandi for years now. So I don't think we can all blame it on a red card in that sense, because we should have put that game away prior to the red card, to be honest. So you can look at the game in that.
The misses were awful.
Yeah, and this has been our MO. It's simple as that. And I believe, and I just caught Bobby's observations just prior to logging in, and I have to concur with him yet again that we are worse off than we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. For the simple reason is we're even more depleted in midfield. Look who we started. We started Zachary and Kova. If I'm not mistaken, they're not playing today.
They're not.
Yeah,
none of them are available.
We're worse off. I mean, seriously. I mean,
I've
Bobby
never
and I
seen
should
a
be getting a
team.
call from the coach pretty soon to boot up. It's ridiculous.
I've never seen a team that covets being in a position of weakness. I just think sometimes we embrace being weak.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really understand the logic of a lot of things. Okay, getting rid of, unless there's something we don't know, and what I think that is that Ruben is fit, because
I doubt that, sir.
well,
He's not fit.
he's fit, but
No, he's not
Match
fit.
fit.
he's in the squad.
Is
No, no,
it?
He's in, he's
I'm
in the
talking about
squad.
match fit. There's a big
But this is
difference,
the
though,
thing.
Bobby.
But then
When's the
Potter
last time he played?
might play him maybe 60 minutes and then bring on Enzo, swap him for Enzo.
Yeah.
Um, Unless he has a plan, the whole thing is just ridiculous. All the injuries to midfield, and for all it's worth, you get rid of Jorginho. It just looks like an unnecessary gamble. And
We're gonna
upon
have
all
to.
the
Well,
new players coming in,
that's an owner's strategy, Albin.
What
well,
I'm learning,
yeah.
I saw something
So
that explains when Arsenal can call in, even with that being sure that we were going to sign Enzo, they thought it was a no-brainer because of the fact that he was living in the summer. To me, I would have said it's actually worth keeping him. How much did we get? 12 point something million
12.
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jorginho is good enough to help us win the Champions League, no matter how bad you see
well,
him. He's a European football specialist.
to be
In the
honest,
Champions League, he doesn't struggle. His struggles are usually in the Premier League. But go ahead, Bobby.
it's
But
too
we'll move
easy
on
to
from
just
that, really.
blame. It's too easy to blame the owners. I sent out a structure to all of you as to how Chelsea's structured now. There's several layers before you get to the owners, and people like Vivell, Winstanley, and Lawrence, and so
Yeah.
on.
Sure. Sure.
They understand football. They should know that the squad is weak. So we've brought in players to weaken. This is
Well, it's
my annoyance with Chelsea. It's like in the summer, I want to be very careful about these sales that we make. I'm already seeing nonsense about Man City wants Ben Chilwell, and I know they're not getting him, but we're not out to
200 million.
weaken
They can have him.
in order. Yeah. Then they're not. We're not out to weaken in order to satisfy our rivals. We're not buying these players to get weaker or to deplenish the squad so much that we lose our strength in depth. We are buying to create that strength in depth. So I don't know. I'm not happy about the state of the midfield. And as I say, unless there is a plan, I don't think we should have too much confidence about tonight, unfortunately.
I agree.
All right. Again, I'm going to catch up with the chat and I'll bring in, I don't know if Ty, if you're ready, let me know so I can bring you in when I'm done catching up with the chat. Otherwise, I'll go to IBZ. And IBZ, big up to you too, to you, brother. I hope you're well. I'll get to you in a bit. Where did I stop again? And if you're on the panel, there's something. If you check your settings, I think you'd see something that called. I don't know if it's only okay. Maybe it's only for the host, but I'll check it whether you have access to headline. I know some of you would like to change this. Let the rivals cry me a river. But that's by the way we move on from that. I've taken this and this. I've taken this must win for Chelsea. And again, yes, guys, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. I know a lot. Again, it will drop because the transfer window is short. People usually find time to join shows due to the transfer window. But again, we'll still have a high number, 126 people watching. So we should be doing better than 76 likes. Please, again, even if you're watching and you cannot participate in the chat, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream. It does go a long way for the channel. Again, don't pressure. Winning is ours tonight. Potter have to make it happen. He has what it takes to give us a win tonight. I hope so. He's capable of doing that. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Yep. That's according by DJ Khalid. Let's see what happens. Kai Havertz 2 goals tonight. 100% confident. I take it. Whoever scores, I'll take it. Potter again. Jose is praying for your downfall. Work harder, Potter. Otherwise, it will be crap. It will be a wrap. I understand some people are saying that this is again a very young squad that Jose wouldn't want to work with this team. The truth remains, I think there's enough experience there that Jose would jump onto it. But Potter stays, at least at the end of the season, and I hope he does well. Can Enzo play tonight? I think I got something from Ram Lane. Finding it would be difficult. Why didn't I pin that comment from? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Why didn't I pin that comment from Liam Lane where he explains the situation with Enzo? Liam, if you don't mind doing that again, please, so that I can pin it. I think there's still, again, there's something they're still working on that has to be completed by 4 p.m. or so. I'm not sure. Again, our problem tonight is because we don't have, we don't have midfielders that score goals. That again, but we have one that can score. Maybe the next acquisition would be one that can score too. That will make a whole lot of difference. But let's see what happens. We just we just acquired one that can score. If that makes sense. I wonder why people keep on criticizing Porter with this inquiries to all our senior this injuries to all our senior players. No coach can survive this kind of situation. But now I still have I still believe in him. Okay, here's the thing. I think Roger may well. Yeah, I was expecting that. Roger may well call you on the stand as a witness. Roger have found himself again a capable witness, again a well-informed witness. Really, injuries matters, but we are Chelsea. We should beat again the break of again for no excuses. And to my brother again, Mikhail Amrabat. Huge miss. Yep, you could say Amrabat, a huge miss in the transfer window. Working Ismail Benessa, a huge miss in the transfer window for 50 million euros buyout clause. That would have been a steal because he's capable of fulfilling the Kovacic role. He's a better tackler, reads the game better than Kovacic. It's not your stereotypical DM. It just occurred to me. I'm learning a lot of new ways to speak English from Potter's lawyer, Roger. So, yeah, thank you. I'm going to start talking with you very soon, speaking like you very soon. But that's, by the way, we missed. To me, Amrabat was a miss. To me, I wouldn't say that Nicolo Barilla was a miss because he never wanted to live Inter. But that's, by the way, yeah, I agree with you, Amrabat. A serious miss. Why we didn't look at him, I don't know. Probably he would have come cheap. And again, but that's by the way. Again, Mikhail, big up to you, brother. Nice to see you. And again, apologies that I haven't reached out in a while to see how you're doing. Again, I believe you're fine. I strongly deep down believe you're fine. If otherwise, we'll talk in private, brother. Much love to you. We could be 10, but that winning mentality has been missing. Potter should instill that. It takes time. You have to, first of all, again, probably there's already an existing mentality before he arrived. We had what we called again Charity FC, and to me, Charity FC is nothing. Even though I believe it's a phenomenon, but it's nothing. Again, if I have to define it with one word, I'd say it's a mentality thing. So he has to deal with that too. I hope we overcome that. But that's why again, Georgie was a champion both at the international level and at Chelsea level. It was a huge pickup for Arsenal too. Let's not fool ourselves. Oh, if we're being truthful, he gives them something they don't have because game management, again, even though they have the spirit, they've always struggled to manage games, but they pull through in most cases. But with Jorginho, you could say he would be their John Mikel Obi, and they're winning games. Just come back in again and just carry a bucket of ice and just pour it on the game, and everything will just come down, whether you like it or not. And again, the thing again is that Arteta was part of the Pep Guardiola back staff that looked at him and wanted him at Manchester City. So he probably go
because
ahead.
they have 80% possession.
I just wanted to say that I believe that Jorginho will have many, not all, he will have many good games at Arsenal. And let me tell you why. The reason being is that Arteta understands that Jorginho needs to be played with strong players around him. So if you play him with Xhaka and what's the other guy?
Martinez?
No, the other midfielder they have. Xhaka,
the East European guy, the Ukrainian.
no, the one that came through Atletico.
To what team?
to Arsenal. Mid to
From Atletico to okay, Partey.
Partey,
Sorry.
Xhaka and Partey.
He's good.
He will. If you play Jorginho in the midst of that sort of company, he will shine. You know, Georgie will be balling. Will
Yep.
be putting
Yeah, they have
through
the
balls and
personnel.
things, and and they have the physicality to surround Jorginho. So I have no doubt that Jorginho will do well at Arsenal. The reason why Jorginho was so bad at Chelsea was too often he's left to be that physical presence, which he's not,
Yeah.
and he was getting bullied and bumbled and pushed off the ball, and he became a luxury. Why? Because Chelsea lack midfield physicality. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Now, it's so important that we've got Enzo. It really is. Now, our focus has to be midfield physicality. We need another physical midfielder. It's a no-brainer. That's why we're
Mhm.
suffering. Enzo, if we're not careful, will be. You know, he's not quite as flimsy as Jorginho, but he's not. You know, he's
No,
not.
he's thick.
Yeah, he's a stocky guy, but you know, you need the height, you need the presence, and if we don't
Zakaria.
address that, we're going to make Enzo look bad. We will
Yeah,
make him look bad, not him. So we
he-
must address that. That's why today I keep saying
mhm.
Ruben must play, Gallagher must play. I'll be so infuriated if I don't see at least one or both of those two guys in midfield. We need them. We need the physicality. This is where everybody comes. They look one look at Chelsea on the team sheet. Right, we're just going to beat them up, and they
Yeah.
do. You know, I'll never forget that game against Southampton. To be fair to
Is
Jorginho, we just dumped him in the middle of people like Lavia and all those other American football player type guys. He stood no chance. So that's he will do well there. I have no doubt, but hopefully not well enough for them to win the league,
No,
which they're
unfortunately.
on course
Yeah.
to do.
Bobby, you're accurate. I mean, listen, I'm sorry for quickly interjecting, but yes, Bobby yet again has made 100% sense. Um, you know, some players excel with obviously superior players or very good players around them, and Jorginho hasn't had that luxury for the most part. I mean, Zakaria, I don't know whether you rate him in that regard, but I think Zakaria would be great when healthy. I'm up with
there's
him.
some. Yeah, go ahead. When you land, there's
No,
something I think we're really missing. Go
no,
ahead.
go
No,
for
go
it.
ahead.
No, I'm
No,
done.
no, go ahead. You drop, Roger. Again, that's disrespectful of me, if
I
I have to be honest.
insist, sir. I insist.
Zakaria only played what about 2-3 games. That's the best we've had of him. Of
Yeah,
course, he's of the profile, but I never mention him because I don't know
yeah.
whether
No,
he's
I
going to
get
be
it.
fit or not.
Sure.
Here's the thing. Jorginho's biggest problem isn't really the physical guys playing alongside him is important. It isn't really physicality, but I get it. Again, the biggest problem we have with Jorginho pay attention to his game. He will always be available to collect the ball. But however, to
That's
release the
true.
ball, he needs a mobile player always creating an extra passing lane. As long as you can provide that, he will get the ball to you. But the moment there's a bit of delay, he doesn't find an outlet for the ball. He opts for safer options. And in most cases, if oppositions are able to read the game and block that safer option, they will they will again
Coach,
paralyze him in the
coach,
game. So it's mobility, more importantly, not really physicality. It's mobility. That's
Well,
why
how about a
Kovacic does.
combination?
Arsenal have a
Let me drop.
lot
Let
of
me
that
drop.
as
That's
well.
why Kovacic does a lot of running alongside him, and
Yeah.
that's why it's enjoyable to watch him with Kovacic because Kovacic understands he needs that passing lane. He will come no matter the danger, take the ball, but he needs that extra close, in most cases, close passing range again for the outlet. Then he does perfectly well. Sarri knew that. What's the name? Thomas Tuchel knew that, but that's where the players again he gets paired with. That's why they do a lot of running. So it's not really about physicality. It's about you being available every time he's on the ball.
Yeah,
And which means
I agree.
exactly. So it's not strictly down to physicality.
No, not
If you
strictly,
get my point.
but physicality helps a lot, and definitely
In this
Arsenal
league.
with Partey and Xhaka, he'll have plenty of outlets to give the
Exactly.
ball
Yeah.
to.
So better understood now. Yeah.
Coach, listen, there's three phases of a game. There's when you have the ball, and obviously when player A has the ball, let's say like Jorginho, which you're right, then the other players, minus the goalkeeper for the most part, then what you do without the ball when you have the ball. Does that make sense? So if Bobby has the ball, so we're in possession, and I have to make a run to be open, and that's what you were alluding to, and I get that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing for Jorginho.
Right, but physicality comes into play when we don't have the ball for the most part. Or actually when he has the ball and he gets pushed off the ball.
I'd rather say his pace is what my biggest concern, really.
Yeah. He lacks speed and upper body strength.
Yeah, not really his physicality. His pace, again, is what I think is the biggest issue. But go ahead with what you're saying, brother.
Around him, a player of, let's say, like a Zakaria's physicality, because he's bloody strong. His upper body is superb. He's not the fastest, but he's faster than your average. So that prototypical strong midfielder, you know. I'm trying to think, what was the chap that we had before? We sold to United with Mata. I forgot his name.
Matic.
Matic came from Benfica, I think. That type of player also, you know, he will excel. He, meaning Jorginho, would excel around him.
Excuse me. Matic also. Matic is also similar to Jorginho in the sense that he always needs that extra passing lane because he's not the best dribbler.
Sure. No. I get that. He's nowhere near as technical, ergo first touch with the ball as Jorginho is. You know, I get that. But listen, there is no perfect player, as we always say. But
not at all.
But there's three facets of the game, and in transition, this is where Jorginho. It was detrimental to him because he lacked speed, you know. But listen, going forward, what we're going to do, we're worse off than we were several weeks ago, and I think there's a strong possibility that my client might end up reverting back to his a formation that he used in the first game, a 3-5-2.
Possibly, but I'd like the delicious, 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Are you serious? Why not a 4-1-4-1, coach? Come on.
let me catch up with the chat. I saw something that I know Bobby would like to see. Something that says Bobby works for Sky Sports during the weekend. And I think it's from Louis Rivera. But that's by the way. Let me catch up with the chat here.
I wish you did.
Let me catch up with the chat again. Get Alan from Boca Junior as a DM for 15 million.
I'll put them straight.
Exactly, sir.
let me get. But again, Louis Rivera is obviously joking. He says Bobby is my guy. Let me catch up with the chat again. Again, here's the thing. What I'm going to say here quickly. Again, the mid-table teams and the smaller teams will always be the ones that pay attention to such talents that you're mentioning in most cases. But I think that we'll be doing that. But in most cases, we'll always go for the biggest names just because we're big now. But you would always see those gems go to the smaller teams. Even they would want to start from the smaller teams where they get the opportunity to play week in, week out. Because in most cases, in the bigger teams, there's no space for them, if that makes any sort of sense. But that's, by the way, let me move on to this one again. The special one 2023, I don't see that happening. Yes, guys, please keep liking the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're 4 likes off 100 likes. Let's get it there as soon as possible. You people are absolute legends, and I know we can actually do that. Yep. Again, if you, I don't know if you've seen the heart icon floating on your screen. How to do that if you use an iOS device? There's a heart icon on the right bottom side. Click on it, it pops up, it shows you all the options. Select which of the icons you'd like to show up, they will show up there. Please keep doing that. That goes along with tonight. Chelsea win 3-1 with some chicos here. Let's see that happen. Good afternoon, Coach. I am following you guys from Liberia this afternoon. Chelsea victory is certainly certain today. I like that. Certainly certain. That's excellent to hear that from you. And thank you, Mark James. Always welcome. And please do tell others about the Blue Morning Show. I believe we can win to give the players more confidence to fight till the end of the season. Go Chelsea. Yep. Ken Charleston, like Bobby will say, it would do the team a world of good. It's better Chelsea get Ruben Neves from Wolves next season. Let's see. I don't think it's a player we've looked at. Maybe if that changes, we'll see. Please, what's the update on Kante? I think he will be back this February. He's been back on the grass, but not ready to start, if that makes sense to you. Yes, we have until 1600. That's 4 p.m. UK, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I hate doing the mathematics here, but again, I've gotten used to it, -12, and you get the correct time. So sorry about that. Again, I don't believe, it's right time to allow J5 to go, especially with the situation we find ourselves now. Yep, unfortunately, we're finding that the hard way. Even Bobby that was calling too, I'm tired of judging. I want to see him leave. The moment he left, everybody was like, wait, what did we do here? Especially because he went to Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the problem I have, Arsenal.
That's you could say that's where my own frustration again stems from. But again, he's gone. I wish him well. Again, as much as I don't want Arsenal to win the league, I want him to do well. Where is the form final for today's prediction?
Coach, can I just respond? Look, there is under no circumstance. I'm one of those that doesn't even want players to leave. I'm usually Coach. That's where Coach and I, if ever, we fall out. It's because it's rare you see me say, oh, this player should go, that player to go. I don't do that. And there is under no, even Jorginho, that used to frustrate me like nothing else, probably through no fault of his own. But there is no way I would advocate for axing Jorginho without adequate cover for him. It just makes no sense at all. And that's why I'm not for how he was dumped, because he was dumped when we knew that our midfield is completely flagging. It
was sold at the wrong time.
It seems that way to me.
No matter how we see it, he was sold at the wrong time. Because
you've got a replacement for him now in Enzo, starting after this.
I'm going to say this again. Enzo isn't a register. Enzo plays differently.
No, I know he does. I've been watching him. Yeah,
he's not the most disciplined. He's a good tackler, but he cannot be, and getting him to stay disciplined and play resolvedly means, again, you're wasting his talent.
So Coach, I watched the World Cup final, and the first 77 minutes, all he did was sit back. He was a deep line midfielder,
and
the only one.
You're wasting him.
Yeah, he was a single pivot.
But they were wasting him.
Not really, because they were 2-0 up, in a short period of time. So he was doing the job, and I think they did that because of a certain player called Mbappe. That's why. Listen, it's a different game, and so we can say that. And I haven't seen enough of him, and I shall the next couple of days. I'll watch all the games that I can of him with Benfica and Argentina. But then after the 77th minute, you could tell he had a far more progressive role, where he was shooting outside the box and he was inside the penalty area. So he's multi-dimensional in that regard. But you could tell he never ventured hardly ever past the halfway line in the first 75 minutes.
Yeah, that comes down to the manager's demand.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
I'd say we shouldn't use him like that. I think we can get more of him by again allowing him the independence to attack as many whenever he deems fit.
Sure, but I just wanted to illustrate that he can do both roles, and very well, by the way, at a high level.
Yeah, he's a good tackler, but here's the thing: I'd rather also pair him with somebody. Coach. Let him be the one with the independence to bump forward, and pair him with someone else who'd be more disciplined, because we can get more from him. He's got goals in him. He's a good passer of the ball, especially now that we haven't signed a recognized central attacking midfielder, or you could say a known 10, a 10 that can produce double digits in terms of chance creation and assists by the time the season ends from the central area. He has that in him, but I'm sensing the Graham Potter will most likely play him deeper because he's seen that's where he's played all the time. If that it can in the sense, why do I say he's not Jorginho? Jorginho is a register by tradition, which means his thing is to, again, more importantly, dictate the tempo of the game first of all before anything else.
Enzo can do that.
I don't think he's not Jorginho in that aspect. As well as see, there's more he can offer more. If you want to play him as a register, which means he'd be disciplined in most cases.
And coach, you know
that's where my argument comes in.
And you know what you notice about him? He has first touch. You know, he doesn't even have a first touch to check the ball. He's passed the ball and he's receiving it, and he invariably passes with the outside of the boot. You know, he turns around. So instead of like Jorginho will look around.
I see you like that so much because this is like the 1 million times I'm hearing you talk about.
No,
I see you enjoy that pass.
Because that's a rarity. You see De Bruyne occasionally do it. He does.
The last player that
often.
did it consistently was the Portuguese international. What's his name? He's played for Inter Milan. Mourinho got him on loan. Ricardo Quaresma, that's his name.
Oh, why does that sound familiar, coach?
Ricardo Quaresma, yeah, he was on loan at Chelsea from Inter Milan. But go ahead, I want to catch up with the chat so we can go into reviewing the game proper.
I'll just drop very briefly, and that's what he does. He doesn't look for the backward or the sideward pass. And I know this is what the coaches tell him. You work within the parameters of what your coaching staff instructs you to do. I get that. I understand that, coach. But he has the ability to be far more progressive instead of passing sideways or forwards, to be more creative in that regard. And of course, he can pass sideways and backwards. If you have a look at him when he's
sometimes that's the thing to do, to draw the opposition out.
Yeah, but what he was doing, he was the metronome, you know, the tempo of the game in the midfield for Argentina the first 75 minutes.
Yeah, just quickly, Mikhail, if you're listening. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry for doing that to you. Mikhail, if you're watching, I'm going to remove you as a standard moderator and make you again a managing moderator, if that makes sense. Then find you again here. Add as a managing moderator. Boom. And you know, again, what's the name? Leanne Lane, I think you can make someone else, again, you can make someone else a moderator. You can also remove someone, again, a non-managing moderator. You can take out the moderator role from them, if that makes sense. Again, thank you. Let me catch up with that. If Potter continues to play Mount and Gallagher when most of the players are available, then there's a problem. I hope that doesn't happen. Will Loftus-Cheek be in front of our two centre-backs? And since no Jorginho, he's not going to be. Is he available for the selection today? I don't think he is. I don't personally like betting. Okay, don't tell us about what you're betting. It's going to put us into trouble. Yeah, I know who I recognize who you were talking about. Mount should be very serious again about his decision. Whenever the final ball is being given to him, again, he should stop the selfishness on the pitch. Again, something I at one time thought he was being too selfish. Always wanted to be the one to score the goal. But again, he's still young. That is very common with young players. I hope that changes. But let's see. Someone is lamenting about J5. Let J5, again, he did his job. We move on. We are rebuilding. He's having a go. Chelsea Dad is having a go at us indirectly. I just said the idea of Jorginho controlling the midfield against us. That hurts me a lot. Let's see what happens. Partey and Xhaka, that combo is strong. But what they don't have is the ability to manage games. Again, Xhaka is more disciplined, but you could say he's not a register by tradition, really. But that's, by the way, we move on from that. Again, Chelsea win 4-1 game for the fans, and Chelsea January window management board for job well done. Wow, Ahmad, again, Akma, okay, thank you for that. Again, Football London expects Enzo to get his work permit as they have him in the predicted starting lineup. Okay, I hope the FA should have enough resources in terms of personnel working for them to get such thing done. What's the holdup? I'm sure everything is there, but that's, by the way. Excuse me, sorry guys. Again, my throat is still itching. Good afternoon, my Blues family. I'm watching live from Liberia. We need our coach to put all his management skills Skills again. The Blues moving at the top. Okay. Again. When that's really that was
What?
Bobby. That was Bobby and Roger trying to use a language that will not be deemed derogatory. Derogatory. Oh my God.
Derogatory. Well, he's thick.
Derogatory. Yeah. You guys, you did your best using all sorts of language, and I forgot who used the word thick.
That was me, I think.
Yep, and I'm scared.
Stocky.
What the heck? And I know Louis Rivera wouldn't let that pass him by. And he did exactly. Yeah, thick indeed. Oh my goodness. And Kumai was, I think you're saying we have Chukwuemeka. Mikhail says, I'm surprised at the muted response from the J5 out brigade now that he's finally been replaced by Enzo for 106 million, no less. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but good opposition. But I still think we would have let Jorginho find again, let him stay at least at the end of the season. I think the fear was losing him on a free. So that was why they said it was a no-brainer. We'll take the money and let him go. But probably with Graham Potter okay in the situation and say, okay, just let him go. Yep, the injuries we had, that was madness again, almost out 11 first 11. Yep, we have survived from the ashes. We rise again. Roger, here's another witness for you if you're paying attention. Again, Ruben and Connor better be itching to play because the pressure is on to perform. I hope this again lights a fire under there. Yeah, you know where. But again, that's by the way, again, we have Chukwuemeka Zakaria and Loftus-Cheek, but Loftus-Cheek is not fit, I'm hearing. I just need to get these players on the field. Yeah, there's more to getting them on the field. I get your argument, though. I am happy with the players Chelsea have got now, and I think they should make good results. So unfortunately, guys, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. I can't get everything. I enjoy doing that, and it's a good thing that whatever you guys are contributing in the chat are all aligned with the current topic. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and when I come back, we will get sorry, we will get all the we get to again reviewing the match proper. Lewis Hall will play in the midfield alongside Mount and RSC. If this was a gamble to let go before securing Enzo, but a huge step forward for the footballer on the pitch. Hopefully, Zakaria, if healthy, will be a good partner in a pivot. With Enzo, I think it'd be if he stays disciplined, because I want Enzo to be the one again that a rotational player. Maybe with Kovacic, because he's capable of fulfilling the Kovacic role even better, if that makes sense. Coach Gallagher need to play tonight to bring back that energy in that midfield. I look beyond energy. I want intelligence. I want good passing. I want good vision, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Okay, I'm IBC. Let me bring you in. You've waited so long. Let me start you where I started every other panelist that came on. And big
Hello,
up
IBC.
to in life no limits and every other person that I haven't said hello to. I will try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat, but right now we have to get started proper. So IBZ, your thoughts again, are you looking forward to this particular game? That's what I want to hear from you before we move on to reviewing the game proper. And why do you think we lost the last game against Fulham? And what do you think the manager should do differently today?
Hello?
Hello to you too, brother. We can hear you.
Oh, I thought my stuff weren't working.
No, your stuff is really working.
Yeah, man. How's everyone doing?
Hello,
I
IBC.
can't complain. Any day above ground is a good day.
Yeah, man. Friday weekend. We're playing tonight. I'm excited. Yeah, man. Big game. What are you lot saying? I'm expect. What was the first question? I forgot. Sorry, coach. I forgot what you asked me. Was it that? Why did we lose the first game? We got a red card.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, that's the easiest excuse.
They overloaded us with more advantage, and Willian capitalized off Chiloba's errors, nutmegged him, and went back in net. No, it was a lot of things. Maybe I'll just say they had us against the wall, and at that point, at that moment in time, we were shaky. I think Chalobah just couldn't find his feet, and it was capitalized at that point. And yeah, you could argue even at the 10 men we could have seen out a draw, but probably Fulham was always going into result. Their form coming into the match, their whole momentum after we got the red card, you could see that they were just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and yeah, you know, they got the result. But we move. I mean, tonight's going to be different.
So what do you think he should do differently today?
Keep everyone on the pitch and tell João Felix, mate, you got to be on for the full 90 minutes.
But João Felix, he can't play today.
Yes, he can't. You're right. He's playing against West Ham. Correct. So he's going to have to tell the rest of the squad, stay on your feet and do not get sent off after an hour in game. No, I think what he's going to have to do is don't change anything, in my opinion, apart from be on the front foot. Again, I don't see any reason why you'll lose this game. I think now there's an excitement within the squad. The squad has a little bit of a push. You know, everyone's on their toes. Positions aren't a given anymore. If you thought you were holding down your position from now to the end of the season, that's not a given with the influx of players that we have brought in. So the competition for places will be healthy in terms of performances on the pitch being, you know, being recognisable for the gaffer, so the gaffer can have a selection agent for the next week to pick them on the pitch. So what I would just hope is that we start off on the front foot and show Fulham, listen, mate, you could have a good form, but our class will always be there. So yeah, I'm expecting a good home win. I'm not expecting anything less than a win.
Yep. Again, I'm going to be highlighting some stuff like this one quickly. I think Mount needs a break. Yep. Maybe call it a benching him. I think it will do him a world of good. He needs to, again, understand it's a team game, and if you're not performing, you'll be on the bench until you show you're capable of starting. Y'all think, no, I don't think we're patting way with Koulibaly. Just forget that. Again, how many games? Do you have enough sample size to start, again, to come to that conclusion to say he should be leaving the club? I think it's absolute nonsense, really. Let's see what we have here again. Hello to you too. I hope you're doing well in Wemcar. I'm not going to be able to read everything. Bobby, you're right. J5 is sold at the right. No, again, if anything, Bobby's saying he wasn't sold at the right time. Bobby, you're right. J5 was sold at the wrong time. Okay, there you go. Now you fix your comment. I understand. Again, good morning, my Chelsea family. Again, Chadwick Banks, Wagwan brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Under Jose and Conte, you always got the sense that behind the scenes, the squad really were family. Okay, you could say that. Those again, the speakers on like J5, they're missing him. What? Why talk about him? That, like Roger would say, that's not me. Is saying so eligible today? Not yet. I think they have to get some document or something sorted out before 4 p.m. UK time. But again, you can say they say there's confidence that he will be sorted out. Thiago Silva showed his class again yesterday when he went watching the women's team. Okay, that's again, the guy is Chelsea through and through, really. Please, again, like and subscribe when you enter if you have not, as he helps the channel reach a wider audience. We're at 112 likes right now, but we should be doing very better. Again, the likes do go a long way. So right now, guys, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, please. Again, a lot of comments there to get. Ahmed Ataga, welcome to the channel. Kochila, again, the notion well-scouted cheap players have to, again, transit from a small club to a big club like Chelsea, again, is fundamentally wrong. Why the scouts and direct, they do, but in most cases, here's the thing. Let me just, maybe it will make better sense now. In most cases, our eyes are actually at the bigger ones for branding purposes. And again, in most cases, it's about reaching out. For instance, Enzo, signing Enzo it's not down just to his talent alone. Enzo will help us again. You could say again, get a lot from that from the South American market, specifically Argentina. I get it, but the truth remains, the smaller teams will always be the ones to go find that hidden gem. But because we have the money, in most cases we'll go for the big names because that's who we are. But that reduces.
Fundamentally wrong.
Yeah, that's again
fundamentally wrong.
Sorry.
when he said, he described it as fundamentally wrong.
Yeah, I don't matter. It doesn't matter that much to me. I'm just going to respond the way I deem fit again. So if you're listening, bro, Chelsea all the way, to me, it has happened and it doesn't change. Yes, we'll still get academy players, but the truth remains those players you're going for, when you want them, if they believe in themselves and believe in their talents, when you come to them, they know they have better chance of playing week in, week out. Usually some of them want to start their career in Europe from smaller clubs. Some of them don't want to go straight to the bigger clubs because in the bigger clubs, there's a chance your growth will be stagnated because there's no space for you to even start. They end up buying you and sending you out on loan. So those factors come into play. So why I say they will always be the ones to get the young, to get again the best talents, upcoming talents. In most cases, most of them they will get them for these factors that I've explained. If that makes sense to you, Andrew Santos, you can say it happened.
Progression, coach.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. Again, Andrew Santos would probably promise him game time before he joined us. We probably most likely promised him that he's going to be part of the first team before he agreed to join us. If that makes sense to you. So right now I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, guys. So that again, let me see. Again, I think I was a bit close. Let me see if there's anything else I can get here. Yeah, I've read that one. Big up to you too, my brother Iswara. I hope you're doing well. Boys, again, I'm so excited for today. A lot of us are, but we weren't before. Fan base being too hard on Gallagher was one of our, again, better players versus Liverpool, being asked to play slightly out of position, but always ready to put in the shift. Yeah, wonder why the club didn't want to sell him. Hey, Coach, again, how are you doing today? I feel so much better, and thank you for asking. Again, would Enzo be playing tonight? There's something that needs to be sorted out before 4 p.m. UK time. Yes, people keep liking the stream. 117 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's try and get it to 200 by the time the show ends. And my brother, because I said, Coach, again, much thanks for the for the more power ballet. Watch me. Watch me moderate it now. Much love, brother. You know I love and respect you, which was why I trust you again that much to give you that much power. So yeah, enjoy. And I'm quite sure you will never abuse that. You're getting your very good person. Chelsea will not get a transfer ban, not at all. This owner did their research before spending that much money. Yeah, good, my bro. Okay, nice to hear. And Murray, I hope you're doing well. I see you clashing with a lot of people there, probably because you have to tone down the negativity a bit. I know you're a Chelsea fan. Yeah, good, my bro. Again, thank you so much, guys. Kachila, if that's the case, then we keep buying. No, we're not going to keep buying 100 million players all the time. That will reduce in a year or two because we have set the foundation for that, not for us not to keep spending. But here's the thing. We have Casadei, we have all the young players that will probably be ready for the first team in a year or two. But here's the thing. Let's assume a player emerges and that's an American player. And if at that time we don't have Christian Pulisic anymore, again, with the American market in mind, if that player is good enough for Chelsea, even if that again the price of the player doesn't really matter. It does matter to a certain extent. We wouldn't want to overpay, but the club would want to go and get that player because knowing fully well it will still help them to still have a strong hold on the American market, just like we do right now because of Christian Pulisic. So there's a lot of factors you have to consider. Yeah, go ahead, Roger. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, the marketing machine that is America. He fits into. He's the Michael Jordan, Pulisic currently right now of soccer, as they say in America. So, it's really important. I can't hear you, Coach.
And Roger, do you have to pronounce it that way?
Soccer. And I can't do an American accent, but
just go ahead.
But let's. But it's he and don't forget the United States of America is a very wealthy country, and listen, the American owners bought Chelsea for its financial viability going forward. They see it's highly undervalued, and when you can have a American icon like a Pulisic in the United States of America, this will help advance your marketing strategy going forward. So he adds that other dimension that is not applicable to most other players on and off the field. So he's just more than a player in that regard.
Yeah.
Just being honest with
Before
you.
being honest.
I've lived there. I know how it works.
Yeah, again, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me catch up again for the last time. I think we'll go beyond that and start that again. Previewing the match again. We just need to get to forget about Jet 5. We have to move on. Yep, giving Arsenal fun power to make gel of us again. It's time to move on. We have to move on. It's Kami. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that with Kami too. But right now, let's move on. Again, you will need.
That's funny. That's really
very well
funny.
said. Yeah, and it's Kami. More importantly, how's work going? I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. You will need some break after we win tonight again. Match again. You must be burnt. You must be burnt the midnight oil to keep us updated. Felix in Yangaka, thank you, my brother. I think I will need a break. But I'm planning a vacation. But again, let's keep going right now. Again, and we will win the Champions League. We are the underdogs. I hope that happens. I think given all the players were signed, I don't think we're underdogs anymore. Unfortunately, we're not. Serious question: why do you guys think spending money is the only way to win? Newcastle owners have way more money. Chelsea can, but they have taken a different route with the ownership. Here's the thing: they don't have the problems we had. We lost quite a few players, and we're still losing more, and we want to overhaul the team, if that makes any sort of sense to you. But then again, you can say they have stability. But the new owners, you could argue, met chaos. And maybe we want to win more than they want to win. That's another way to see it. And believe me, they will spend the money. Sorry?
Also, coach, there is a bad stigma in the fact that they are from the Middle East and from a country that has a poor human rights.
So they have to be cautious.
They have to play it very smartly. Had they had the same approach as the Bowley conglomerate, Clear Lake, they would have the press would have been magnified on them like no other. So
here's the thing. And Newcastle, they're actually trying to spend. The question is, the players they want to be sure whether they're being champions. They're not there yet. You have to make yourself a name before. Look, for instance, they want Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
But the question is, will Jude Bellingham want to go to them? You ask yourself that question. So they want to spend.
I think what Newcastle are doing, their direction of travel completely different to us. When they sacked, what's reminded me of his name? Legend, Man United legend, former Birmingham City manager, Steve Bruce. When they sacked Steve Bruce in the relegation zone, they were in the relegation zone. Eddie Howe came in. They were still in the relegation zone until January, in which he had to purchase some players to change the direction of travel that they were in. They had to buy Trippier. They had to buy Bruno Guimaraes. Now these signings,
they've actually spent,
alongside Dan Burn, alongside this kid from Aston Villa that they loaned, it turned into a permanent deal. They had to make some drastic signings as soon as PIF took control so that they will not be lingering. If Newcastle had gone down to the Championship, trust me, you will see rigorous movements for them to move from the Championship to the Premier League. Obviously, everything just fell in place for them. They had a great coach in Eddie Howe, who I believe is a good coach. Even when he was at Bournemouth, he's a good coach. Stabilized the team, changed the type of play they were playing, more attacking, more on the front foot. Had the likes of Almiron re-galvanized, changed Joe Linton's direction of travel from a striker to this new box-to-box midfielder who is absolutely a machine in the midfield. That they don't really need to sign world beaters to make a statement for correct signings, and they will be already where they are. Besides the
the goalkeeper, they got Pope.
Yeah, they got Nick Pope. They got in a tried and tested goalkeeper. They got in Nick Pope. They brought in a tried and tested striker from Real Sociedad under Isak, and Almiron changed his game plan to one of the best players in the league. So Newcastle's direction is a bit different to ours. I believe they will still spend. they do like their after their current first 11 is a bit hindered. You saw that against Sheffield Wednesday when they went Hillsborough and they kind of lost it. You will think the likes of Chris Wood and Co can hold down a league or League One team that's even
And let me
top in their league.
let me say something quickly. Pay attention. Usually, when teams get promoted to the Premier League, you see them sign a lot of players.
Like Forest.
So that with Nottingham Forest.
In the case of Newcastle United, wait until they get Champions League football.
Then you will see the money.
Yeah.
Yes. They have no choice.
Then you will see the money.
Wow. Wait. That's when you see them spend.
Then
They will still keep a lot of their current players, but they will tell you they need depth because now they have a European competition. Even with Europa League, you'll see them spend quite a lot.
Because they'll be fighting on four fronts. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. So if that makes any sort of sense, again, we're going to move to get, again, an update, important update, something I think we all would want to see. Again, Chinedu Joseph, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you too, Chinedu. I hope you're well. Dalo, for finding the time to join the show. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. Again, right now, we look at this important update, and then we move on to reviewing the match. This one here, which says again, sorry for that going twice. Yeah, I'm still learning how to apply that. This says again, Chelsea have torn down beat from Fenerbahce and Besiktas. The contract of Hakim Ziyech expires in 2025. Roma is also interested in him. I heard that, but Roma couldn't get him because Zaniolo, again, the whole thing depends on whether Zaniolo leaves the club. And I don't think he left. He fell out with Mourinho and all that. Galatasaray made an offer for around 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons, which Chelsea rejected. This sounds like if PSG see this, they say, oh, they actually didn't want to sell him. They changed their mind. They didn't find a way to. They didn't want to come out of. Sorry? Sorry, what did you say, IBC?
Okay, no, that Chelsea just thought, you know what, we're not selling Hakim. We like him and we want to keep him to the rest of the season. But obviously, I don't think that's the case. I think.
Okay, you don't think, but that actually lays a foundation for such a theories to emerge. Because look, we had a chance to sell him. How many teams? And 20 plus again 5 million euros is again. I think it's a great offer.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Turkish clubs still can sign until today, next week. They don't necessarily end on January the 1st. Everyone else, I think they're different. Hence why they probably could go in again with a bid. We could still sell. Turkish league kind of differ with this situation. So I don't know if this was after the transfer deadline day. If this was before the PSG debacle, then it reiterates how negligent and how we were in dealing with the sale of Hakim Ziyech. But it seems this looks like
negligible.
Well, the selling party will have to hold its part. If it doesn't look like the selling party held its part, and
so does the buying
party did. Well, the buying party held their part by approaching.
Sure, but they didn't have a man on site.
That's not the buying party's business. That's not their. But
it is if you want the deal done to be proactive.
No, really.
Yeah,
really?
Seriously, if that's what you really want, you do that.
In what aspect are you saying? If they had the man on site, the man would have remanded Chelsea to fax this.
What man on site? It's either we sell him or not.
Listen, if they wanted this deal, they could. You don't need it until the 11th hour. You've had 31 days to do this. It's simple as that.
Roger, we have to say, if we're being honest, one at a time, guys.
Sorry, with that same logic, we should have not waited until the 12th hour to fly to Lisbon to conclude a deal. We should have stayed in Lisbon and concluded this deal before the deadline day. With that same logic.
We flew out 48 hours before. It was our second attempt.
So, Roger, what's your argument? IBC has, again, he's made this point. What's your argument against that, Roger?
And as I said, so I'm going to just briefly answer his question. We actually started 7 days prior to the end of the deadline, and then we flew out 48 plus hours prior to that to get it done because we wanted it done the day before. So there is your argument for that. So
I understand that argument, but we could argue the same notion that the transfer
Yeah.
dealings
Roger,
the size of
let me get
Enzo
you.
comparison
Sorry,
to a
IBC, go ahead. I'll
loan,
let you drop.
a transfer dealing with a hefty price tag, a big magnitude of that transfer in comparison to an outgoing of a loan, a player that's been on your books, that's on the periphery.
sure,
I
but
mean, I
you
can't see
stated
how that
something
could
and I
be.
answered it.
No, no,
You're
I'm
the
with
one
you.
that brought it up. I didn't.
No,
So
no, no.
that's
You're
No,
why.
right.
let's make this argument something some people will learn from.
You're right.
Roger, you're saying if they really wanted it done, they should have somebody on site, right?
Yeah, it takes two to do a deal.
On
So
site at Chelsea.
yeah. So okay. Now let me drop just briefly. So I believe it's PSG, if I'm not mistaken, that has stated that they didn't receive the documents initially that were signed. If you have a
Coach, put the
party,
timeline. Coach, put the timeline of events on that day on your
can
main
I
thing so we
drop?
can see.
IBC, let him drop. Let's go one by one so people
Okay.
that are listening can learn from this.
So if you really want this deal, when I say you, I'm talking about Ziyech's representatives. Listen, they get paid well enough. So if that's the case, if you really want the deal not to fail, you have a representative there to say, no, you need to sign it, have it signed prior to sending it. This is what you call being proactive. Because it's a multi-party collaboration, a buying and the selling. And so it takes two, just like a marriage, it takes two to tango, as they say. So yes,
Yes, then.
do I agree
Should
Yeah, go ahead.
Ziyech have done an
Chelsea were
Odemwingie?
negligent? Do I agree Chelsea were negligent? Yes, they were. When I say professionally negligent, because they could have done better in that regard. But conversely, so could have Ziyech's representatives, because that's what they're paid for. That's all I'm saying, IBZ.
No,
All
I'm
right,
not.
all right. Let me
I
just again.
feel you.
Let me
I
say this.
feel you.
Let's
Let me just
IBC, go
respond.
ahead. I want us to
I
move on
feel
from this topic. Really, go ahead,
I
IBC.
feel you, Roger. For argument's sake, your point is represented by a lot of people, and my point is represented by. So I'm just trying to
No, I get it, and I respect
So
you
in
always.
in this situation here, what would have happened if Ziyech had turned up at Paris saying, "Look, guys," with his agent saying, "Look, guys, I'm here." Sort of like how Odemwingie turned up to, I don't know, Portsmouth to say, "Yo, Harry, I'm here. Sign me now." Like players do take the initiative, but you got to make sure there's little they can do. So in this situation, I believe that Chelsea did not do the due diligence in getting that deal over the line. PSG,
I agree.
no matter what the time frame was, it was within the timeline. It was within the deadline period. It was within the time. It wasn't even an, I would say, an hour and a half. No matter, it was
It's
within that time frame.
inexcusable.
It is within that timeline. So PSG approached Chelsea within that timeline. Chelsea responded within that timeline, and then that's when the crumble started. Why wasn't the document signed, sent to PSG within that timeline? Why did they not have the right to sign papers? Why did Chelsea have to resend it with it? Why would Chelsea have to send papers again if that paper had been signed? Why was a situation where PSG are not receiving the correct documents to register the players? Why was it on Chelsea's part that these things didn't happen?
Here's the thing.
Why
I'm
was
going
it
to
on
get the
Chelsea's
chat.
part as opposed to PSG?
Here's the thing. I'm going to get the chat, and the last comment on the chat says again highlights probably why it didn't go through. I'm coming. I think they just wanted to keep him, and that's an argument, a solid argument. I'm coming. Chelsea did not want to sell Ziyech. He is a machine. I think they probably, because during the last few games, he's turned out to be one of our best players. And if we have anybody, again, if such a creative player, actually, I wouldn't sell him because he's starting to come into his own. Well, maybe Potter has found a way to use him. IBC sounds good. Yeah, he's fixed that. I think he was going out and in, away from the mic. Yeah. Let's again. Please keep liking the stream, guys. We're at 133 likes. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. After the World Cup, again, Potter has finally seen the potential of Ziyech. I think he has, and now Potter has included Ziyech in his tactical plan. I think he's starting to get the best out of him, but let's see where that goes. No jumping shit here. I think we realized our depth issues with selling Georgie and getting rid of Hakim too. I think the deal coincided, and we thought, yeah, it were better off keeping him. Plus, his contract expires in 2025. There's still a long way to go. We shouldn't be in a rush to sell him. I have to agree with Roger the comparison between Ziyech and Enzo. Okay, that's fine. We love Chelsea no matter in Uganda against Smuts, the genius. I love your name. It sounds like you're a musician. Let me know. I want to know. We did judge a deal, so I don't think it was a matter of being too busy with Enzo deal. Chelsea changed their minds at the last minute. Like I said,
At the
the way
last
everything,
minute,
the way everything
at the
unfolded.
expense of Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah,
You change it at the expense of Hakim Ziyech, a player that.
Yeah, I'm coming. Like I'm saying, the way the whole thing unfolded just shows again, lays the foundation for such theories to start again emerging. We played we played PSG. Come on, guys, again. We were perennial transfer days players, and we fumbled and signed documents. Come on, okay, that's a chance that again. Who do you think will make top four? I'll highlight this after the preview. If we'll have time, we'll talk about that. Selling Ziyech would be a mistake. He's a good combination up front. He's shown that. Look how many times he found Mudryk. And Mudryk probably knows him quite well and knows he. Maybe it's a manager. I think the manager did a good work. Knows if he makes that run, Ziyech will find him. Ziyech represents himself. Yeah. If anything, it could be anything. It could be Chelsea changing their minds and saying, we don't want to sell this guy. We're running thin. Or it could be Ziyech representing himself, because I remember why that happened. Remind me, there were rumors that he was changing agents. There were rumors that he's representing himself now. He doesn't use agents. That may well be the reason why everything that needed to be in place for the deal to work out were not in place. If that does that make sense now, Roger?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, that's a
Listen,
huge. Yeah,
I would say that the majority of responsibility falls on Chelsea, but it's a multifaceted transaction, meaning it takes two parties, I should say.
One person has to agree, though. One person has to agree, no? One person has to say, I give you permission to speak with my player. And,
Can I add something to this?
It'll be a wild, wild west in the window transfer if we could just start tapping up players. Oh, yeah, can we get you on a 3-year deal? All right, you stay till the deadline day. We're going to make sure we send the paperwork in time. But it's got to go through the club first.
All right, let's get Bobby's opinion on this particular topic. Then we'll go into reviewing the match proper. You get Bobby. You have your say.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I think Chelsea is responsible for the error, albeit that they did send the paperwork, but it was 2 minutes after the time.
3, they say.
3 minutes. Well, 2, 3.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
ridiculous.
Let's split hairs, shall we?
Yeah,
so
it's a fireable offense.
I think the French football authorities, you're culpable, really. 3 minutes, I mean, come on. But that notwithstanding, the main responsibility lies with Chelsea. But I don't understand really why some of the fan base is getting all up in arms about this. I mean, it is what it is. It has happened. We are a miracle club as it is. These owners have just come in. They're barely, I can imagine that a lot of the administrative aspects of the club is still being sorted out. This is a huge club. So it's not really, and all this is new to them. It's just started. And I can see what happened. They were so focused on Enzo Fernandez that perhaps some detail in terms of anticipating communication with PSG over Ziyech, which clearly was not a priority for them, was overlooked. I think Omari Hutchinson's deal fell through as well, which is symptomatic of what must have been happening in their admin offices. Look, what's done is done. Ziyech is back training. I'm sure, I can assure you, that the people that were responsible, if anybody, will be dealt with. And I assure you, the club, just as Graham Potter has said, he's spoken to him. I'm sure the club, I mean, Egbali and Bowley were both at Cobham, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know which, from the photographs. And I'm sure they will talk to him too. Many things can come out of this. Don't be surprised if he plays well, you end up seeing them giving Ziyech some kind of contract extension or something.
Oh yeah,
anything can
happen. If he
happen.
performs, then you will have no option than to extend.
Yeah,
I can accept that.
Although having said that, he does have 2.5 years. He has quite a bit of time on his contract, but they
Yeah.
could give him another 2.5. Who knows?
I
Or
can accept what you
and
said, Bobby. That like I did listen to Potter's thing yesterday, and he has spoken to him, and he's back here, and whilst it is unfortunate, just get
yeah, I
on with
mean,
it.
it's. I don't
So
think
I can accept that.
nobody deliberately wanted to scupper his plans.
Yeah,
It
I don't
was a
want to hear the
dream team.
narrative that we didn't want to sell him. That was
No,
lazy thinking. I believe that we
No, but
messed
it's a
up,
again,
mistake.
here's
It's
the
a
thing:
mistake.
the
we
foundation
messed
is
up,
there for
and that was
such theories to emerge,
yeah,
whether
definitely,
you like it or not.
definitely. No,
Let's
definitely.
let
But I
Bobby
just think
drop
that
so
we
we can
messed
move
up.
on
That's
from
it.
this particular
Yeah,
topic, please. Go ahead,
Well,
Bobby.
just finishing what IBZ said. Yeah, we messed up. Sometimes you have to hold your hand up. They're new to this game. They're still getting, their feet under the table, sorting things out. I mean, look at our structure of directorship. That's only just been set up in full about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So we're very much in the infant stages. It's not the end of the world. Ziyech is still getting his wages to take care of his family. The club is there taking care of him. And in the summer, if he really wants to go, I'm very, very sure the club will oblige him and give it some attention. So,
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
Yeah, and
to me, it's a
finally,
closed case, personally.
mhm. Yeah, and finally, I'm going to get what we have in the chat, so we'll move on from that. Again, this is just my opinion. Ziyech came back from World Cup. He's been doing well. Okay, I think I've read that one. Good morning to you too, Chama and Nedalo. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us this morning. Blessed weekend, everyone. Sent to you. Hope to hear from you soon. And I think soon Chama will be one of those I will make managing mods. Again, Ziyech has to go immediately since it's no longer. Please, yeah, it's easy. Maybe you help the club go facilitate that. Bobby called Bali and told him we have to keep Ziyech. Oh, you never know. There's a chance he did that. PSG should stop blaming Chelsea. They should have again come for Ziyech like we wanted Enzo. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. Again, again, there's a multitude. You could argue it was the club's fault because why would you miss the time? So again, an entity as big as Chelsea. You could also blame Ziyech for representing himself. So there are all the stuff we can, if you want to get into. Again, impossible to talk about top four next season until you see the squad. Right now, it's tight up there. Newcastle probably looks like they're going to stay there. I was glad the Ziyech deal didn't go through. In at least let's give him a chance until the end of the season. I think he will do better. I hope so. Wrong documents sent severally from Chelsea. That's no coincidence. So that can happen in a frantic moment. That can happen. Believe me, really. But I don't know. I'm not there. We're moving from that one. IPT, it's hard to hear some of what you're saying. Again, the microphone issue, I think he sorted it out. Let me see. But honestly, ZX issue is no big deal. It's happened all the time, but I just feel we should have been more professional. Yeah, that will always come up no matter how you see it. We want to sell Ziyech for a good fee. He's one of the few players we can make a cool money from, and he's good. Can business-wise, PSG wanted to take Ziyech under the radar. Why wait again until till the last minute? We ain't that cheap. We neglected the deal on papers. You could argue that. And PlayStation, since I always said this is going to repeat, Ziyech is an average player. Okay, if that's how you feel, with the left one, nothing special, not a direct a player, a good dribbler, just control and swing shots across. Okay. Ziyech, a good player, but easy to predict. Okay. Please, again, let's not forget to like and subscribe. Yep. Yes, people, we're at 139 likes. Let's try and get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. So let's start again with the proper work here in a bit. Just give me a second. Let's start again previewing the match. I think we should actually go straight to. I think we should go straight to. Yeah, the predicted lineup. But I think let's look at some stuff here. I want us to look at the insights here. I think we'll do that later in the day. But let's just go ahead with the predicted lineup. We'll look at the insight during insights, and also we'll look at the recent forms of both teams during the pregame show. So let's go straight to creating the lineup. I'm going to start with you, Roger. I'm starting with Roger. Yep. What formation do you think he deploys?
I'm leaning between a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2. I think because of the depleted midfield, I think he's going to be far more pragmatic. Christmas.
You think he'd want that approach where he'd get the chance to overload the midfield?
Sorry, sir?
You think he'd want a structure where he'd get the chance to overload the midfield?
I think that this would be a smart approach. And if I don't know whether you've noticed, but he seems to have changed lately. You look at him in his press conferences, even, and on the byline, he seems like a different coach. He seems a lot more, shall we say, what's the term I'm looking for? The way he speaks, his tone, his vocabulary. He's more aggressive to the press and so forth. He seems like a different person. I think maybe he's figured out. He's met his comfort zone. I think he recognizes the fact that we are missing so many valuable players in one particular area, and he understands that this is, one of the every position is important. Don't get me wrong, but this is the engine room of a team, the midfield, and we are depleted. So it would behoove him to be more pragmatic. I don't think he's going to go with the back four. I really don't. Having said that, though, look, I know we started with a back three the last time, but we did create so many chances. All we need is someone that is more clinical. It's simple as that, chaps. And who knows, with Modric, he could be that X factor. But
so you think he goes with what structure?
3-5-2 or 3-4-3.
And not a 4-4, not a 4-3-3.
No.
I was thinking most likely 4-3-3 in the sense that he would want covers. Cover isn't playing actually, so it's difficult. Cover isn't available. We've heard. That is seriously difficult. Bobby, how about you? Again, what structure do you think he'd go with?
I think I said the 3-5-2 before, didn't I? The midfield needs attention, and the defense needs to be compact with the two wing backs, basically dropping back when needed and going forward. Now, it's the wing backs that's the key to this. Is Cucurella effective going forward?
He is actually
on the left. Okay, because he'll have a job to do, and he needs to work well with Modric on that side. And on the right, it's kind of making me think, well, it's the right is the problem, isn't it? Because
very much.
Chalobah is not a natural kind of wing back stroke winger. He can do a job-ish. Aspi doesn't have the legs, but that's all we've got. Yet again, if Ruben's fit, he'll play in the center. People keep saying he's not fit, but he's fit. He's in the squad. He was on the bench in our last game. So I don't know where
with a 3-5-2, I don't think he plays with wing backs. If we play 3-5-2, most likely you have Mudryk here, Noni Madueke here, or maybe even Raheem Sterling here or someone else here, but I think it will be most likely be Mudryk. If he plays with a 3-5-2 structure, we're not going to play with wing backs.
Well,
I don't know if that makes sense. Then even players we have available.
Yeah. Then he will probably then try Sterling, who has kind of played that before, although not well at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what Madueke is like with that sort of system. We don't know what he's like with any system.
Madueke will exploit the slightest of spaces he finds along this line if he starts.
Yeah,
I think he will enjoy it. And remember, when we play, sorry, Bobby, just quickly. When we play with wing backs, it's not with the intent to have more defenders, but the intent to have more attackers.
That's very true, Coach. But
yeah,
but you must be able to defend. Um, Fulham will look to hit on the break. You know, you have that will be where they'll have people like Willian trying to exploit that weaker side of Chelsea's flanks. And I think that whoever's playing on the right wing should have the sense to drop back now sometimes and be able to do that. And that applies to the other side. I mean, Modric, what do we know? We know a lot of him going forward. What's he like go, when he
He
needs to
can. He
drop
can
back?
help defensively.
Okay, so, well, we've got to do something. So, it seems
Yeah, go
that's it.
ahead.
We've got to
Um,
do something, and it seems that's it. From what we know, because we're not
mhm.
at the training ground, from what we know, that's it. My eye is very much on those three in the middle. That makes everything.
Yeah,
They
I
will
think. Yeah, go
support
ahead,
the
Bobby.
defense, feed the attack, and the wingers. They've got to be functional. They've got to be on their game, and we don't have any. Well, we could have a surprise there. Anyway, it's kind of dreaming. We don't have anybody, and the personnel I've mentioned there is what I believe we have to try.
Yeah, let me catch up with the time. I think he'll probably go with a more again with a four at the back because he usually likes again. It I have never seen a situation where the structure isn't hybrid on the ground, but hardly so. But let's see what happens here. Again, Keita says that Coach Noni Madueke might be the shining light as well, despite Enzo and Mudryk. I think he's gone under the radar because we didn't pay that much money for him. But what a player! There's a chance he makes his debut today. I actually want him to start because he provides more, but I sense it that Ziyech starts over him due to experience and his ability to provide that long range pass to those on the left hand side. Taking over the spotlight, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's the truth. I think a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. That's what I'm thinking too. We haven't got the right. Yep. Again, even I know James is available. And James again, I think he'd rather. I see him selecting players who'll be able to again. You can help him facilitate the hybrid approach. And coming, hello, bro. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Again, thank you so much for finding time to join the show, guys. If you haven't, please go check out Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. He will share the link to his channel in a bit. Again, yes, guys, please keep liking the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're at 146 likes. We can also reach 200 likes by the time the show ends. Possibly 433, 4231. Yep, you can say that, or 343. It's 343 maybe. 3-4-3, we still need wingers, but I don't think he'd start any because if we use wingers, which means there'll be no place. If we use wing backs, I'm sure again, for instance, in this particular structure, then one of the again, whoever starts in the left wing back position plays will be this man here. Right wing back position will be this man here, which means again, except if Modric can fulfill that role, and if again Madueke, like Bobby already said, can fulfill this role. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. It remains to be seen. But let's see what we have here. I would really love to see Dacho Fofana. I want to see him too. But good thing we didn't let him live on loan. I've always argued that's not a talent you let go out on loan. 3-4-3 can fit again. It would be 3-4-3 if Chilwell and James were fit. Both, I think you can say both are fit right now. 4-2-3-1 for me. But who plays again? Who will be the pairing for the 2-6s? That's where the issue is. He won't rush James back. Maybe he wouldn't do that. Please, we should not make the mistake of starting James or Chilwell. That's making me doubt myself. Now, Mountain Gallagher and Ruben shouldn't be anywhere near that 11. And what would you do otherwise? Let me know. Roger, can you come into that argument for the structure again? Because it's not easy to decide which. Maybe we should just pick one, or maybe ask those in the chat. Then we'll go with whatever structure they choose. So we'll move on because if we can keep analyzing it, there's always a good reason to choose one particular structure. But Roger, over to you.
I think at the minimum, because listen, the last 3 games we played, we started with a back 3. So that seems to be, and that's because we've been depleted. So I think it's a safe assumption that he'll start with at least a back 3. And the only question for me is it a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2? That's the only question for me. I doubt very much he starts with a back 4. I really do. So I don't think he starts Chilwell or Reece. I'd be shocked. Chilwell won't even be in the squad. Reece, I don't think is ready for 90 minutes. I think why push it?
And I don't think also we have the luxury to play 2 nines, even if it is fluid. Let me
Right,
say.
you can play with Modric and let's say Madueke.
Noni.
I think
Noni
he'll
Madueke.
be Madueke, but or even Havertz. You know, there's many variables that we could do here. I mean,
So for this
the only
again, a
thing
3
is,
4 3 4 3 structure, it can be 3-4-1-2,
yeah,
where
of
with
course,
again somebody is capable of playing a 10. Let's go with something of this nature.
sure, I'm okay with that because the number 11 that you have there, which is basically so-called number 9, but it's deeper, so it would be a number 10. He can drop into midfield more.
Yeah,
I get it.
with a fluid approach. But
But
I'm
you
thinking
see,
really.
with
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
3-4-3 traditionally, you only have 2 traditional midfielders. You know, because don't forget the wing backs go forward more, and that leaves us vulnerable. And I know your player number 11 can drop back, and in fact, that's what's happened previously with the Mount, for instance. I get it, but yeah, I get it. I think he's going to go with
Or do you think
3-5-2.
like Chinedu suggests we should just go with 4-2-3-1, because usually he deploys that in a hybrid manner where Kukurea will be there, and if James is there, it can still be a hybrid approach.
No,
But
I
that
think he's going to go with a back 3. I honestly,
okay.
I think he'll have Chalobah maybe drop back. Chalobah, if you notice, doesn't go that far forward past the halfway line in a back 3. If you've not noticed that when he's playing right back,
Mm-hmm.
he's not a Reece James where he gets to the byline and crosses it in. No, in fact, he's the depth of where your player number 11 is. He'll be on the right hand side of that, and he's an escape route for whoever's passing backwards, like a Ziyech traditionally. So that's the difference when you don't have a Reece and you have a Chalobah. Chalobah's primary responsibility playing in the back 3 as a right wing back is defensive. It's as simple as that. It's
not really.
noticeable.
He's not again the best in terms of again contributing offensively.
Yeah, which is
Here's the
fine
thing.
because that's not what he's ever done, and that's not what he's paid for and what he was signed for. So I get it.
Yeah, and again against Crystal Palace it was 4-2-3-1, and I think here's why I think with the 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-2-1, if you invert this to a single striker like this, again, but it's always a fluid approach. So the structure up here don't really matter.
You know, I get it.
But here's the thing. Somebody's saying again. Let me see. Let me get this for a second. 4-3-3 with a midfield of Enzo, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, not the best, but we have definitely had worse. Yep. Again, isn't a material fit? I don't think he's fit. I think
No,
I
he's
heard
not.
that.
He's
I
out.
think he's out actually. Yep. He's out again. Against Crystal Palace, we played 4-2-3-1. So
How long ago was that?
a few days ago. It's not that far. I think the most is a week, but I don't remember what exactly.
The last 3 games.
Go ahead,
gentlemen. The last 3 games we started with a back 3. We didn't start with a back 4. The last 3 games, I can't remember who they were. I'll look in a minute, but it was back 3. The last 3 games wasn't a back 4. Okay, so that's erroneous.
Let's just check.
If I'm not mistaken, that's erroneous. If I'm not mistaken, and if I'm wrong,
let's check.
I have no problem.
Yeah, no worries. You're a human being. Or maybe
apparently.
you're a memory drive and you should have it. Our last game was against Liverpool. Let's see this year. I usually, what makes it in most cases seem as if it's a back three or back four, the confusion there is usually, again, it's a hybrid approach.
Yes, it is very much fluid.
Yeah, so it is a 4-2-3-1 like this, but it's a hybrid approach. Why? Again, most cases, again, this kid here is always, again, he's always in the close, again, you can say in most cases, overloading the midfield area, the attacking area here, and closer to the final third. It's a hybrid approach because mainly when we have the ball and we're attacking.
When you look at the actual, when we have possession, we're with back three, coach.
Yeah, exactly when we attack. Yeah, but when we defend, it reverts to a back four.
Yes,
we go back to it. So it's I think we should go better. We're better off going with a back 4-2-3-1 because it can. But the selection at the back line would be select players that can easily again.
Coach.
Yeah.
You are looking for any
excuse.
Logic. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and say logic to migrate to a sexy 4-2-3-1. We've got 11 goalkeepers on the field. Yeah, it's a 4-2-3-1.
So against Liverpool, it was different. Against Liverpool, so I think we're just going to stick with the structure we have now. It was 3-4-2-1, which was the last game we played. Yeah. No, against Liverpool. Look at it, 3-4-2-1. And I think that was what that's, again, we started like that, but I think as the game progressed, I think we changed.
Yes, it did.
When he made changes. Yeah, so let's go with this. 3-4-2-1
or maybe all great coaches do, they change the formation when
3-4-2-1 or maybe 3-4-1-2.
I use great.
Yeah. but here's the thing, Roger. I think whether Enzo gets to play or not, gets to start or not, I think will the great influence as to what structure he deploys. Because Enzo can actually play alone. He doesn't have to pair him with anybody. But if pairing him would be safer than playing him alone, because let's see how he plays at the Premier League. But I don't know. Let's go with this structure, really. But I would prefer going with a back, again, 4-2-3-1, because usually he does that with an intent to, again, switch into a back three when we have possession, if that makes any sort of sense. Any arguments as to why Fofana doesn't get game time up top, tired of Havas? I think it has to be a gradual process. I'm going to make the same argument I've made over and over and over again. The process has to be gradual. You have to keep him hungry. You don't want him to feel like he's arrived. I think he would do well, and I don't think the club will ever let him live alone, except if he doesn't take his chances. He will get his chances to show he's capable of doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts today, actually. Roger, your thoughts?
For Fofana, wow, that was a tongue twister. I'd be shocked. Listen, I rate him. I want him to get more minute time. I'm confused as to why we haven't seen him more. I really am, because let's be honest, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not our future, and you know, Fofana is potentially our future. So when you've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, etc., just and a few minutes extra for extra time, I'm thinking injury time. I mean, I'm thinking, why not give him this valuable experience so that when he is called upon in a game to either start, he has something to reference it by. He has experience in the memory bank. And at that young age, you need as much experience as you can get. So I'm perplexed, Coach. I can't defend my client on this. There's no logic to me. Unless, if he's good enough and healthy enough to be on the bench, then he's good enough to come on for 5-10 minutes. So why he's doing this? Maybe he's using the reins, so to speak, on a horse to keep him. You're right, to keep him in check. Maybe it's a psychological approach, but I just can't logically balance this equation. I really can't. I don't see why he doesn't get more minutes. I have no excuse. None. I rate him. What do you think, Bobby? Roberto, Bobby-san.
All right, again, let me catch up with the chat, but if he comes, you want to say anything about it. 4-2-3-1 is
Sorry, I
information.
was in a discussion.
Oh, sorry.
Who's
Why,
this?
why do you think Fofana up front isn't given enough minutes? He sits on the bench, so if he's healthy enough and good enough to actually be on the bench, why does the coaching staff decide to put Pierre-Emerick in for 10, 15 minutes each time and not Fofana?
I don't know. I really
No,
don't.
neither do
But
I.
if I can speak, try and speak in their defense, which I know is your job, but there you go. You know, I would say,
Ouch.
as their lawyer, and I would say, look, maybe they're looking at it as a young kid, and they don't want him under pressure. They want to take him to bring him on slowly,
Yeah.
and I guess they're really looking. It's a shame they're out of domestic competitions because I'm
Yes.
more than sure if they were playing Shrewsbury in a particular round, he would definitely be there. But these are big games now for us, and I think, as I've said, they're easing in slowly. Now and also they're trying to get to know him themselves. So now we've had 2 weeks thereabouts, 10 days, and he's been training with the team under the observation of Mr. Potter and the rest of the coaching team. They may choose to start him tonight. You never know. Because if they haven't got work done this 2 weeks, I know it takes longer and they actually need a full pre-season, but 2 weeks for highly trained professional players is quite a good time to rehearse a few things. So maybe they'll start him or maybe they'll bring him on, for more playing time. I don't know. And then looking at him, what's his fitness like? Against Man City, there didn't seem to be any problem with it, but
You
they
would
might
hope not at that age.
exactly. But playing for 90 minutes at the pace of the Premier League, they may
Yeah.
think he may not have been that fit. Now, having said all that, outside of that, if it's anything outside of that, then maybe we're looking at a bit of incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
again,
I don't get it.
yeah, I don't get it either. It's I don't know why. Again, the Potter is always change information. He's unpredictable. Roger, I have you say that it's unpredictably up. How did you say that, Roger? Please,
Predictably
it's your
unpredictable.
predictably unpredictable. Yep. Again, yeah. He's known for that at Brighton. Yep. Again, but he should again can do that a little less until he stabilizes the ship proper. If that makes any sort of sense.
Do you like
Lewis,
that? Hey guys, do you like that? Do you like the fact that he chops and changes,
it's
or do you think he should
yeah,
be
it's
more
fine,
stable?
but he should stabilize the ship first.
Yeah, okay, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's fine to be unpredictable. You keep the opposition managers thinking, and they never show what you're going to do. Thomas Tuchel did that to one effectively, to a great effect. But again, in this case, when you first arrive, stabilize the ship for don't change things too much. It can be problematic. Against Liverpool, Lewis dropped back to make it tough for. Yep. Again, please, let's go with 4-2-3-1. Maybe I don't know. Let's just go with 3-4, 1-2 or 3-4-2-1. It depends. Again, it's usually fluid up here, so it doesn't matter whether one behind two up front or two behind one up front. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. Again, Potter will play 4-2-3-1 against Fulham. He only played a three at the back because he wanted again a defensive approach when we are not in possession. I wish we kept Jorginho 4-2-3-1 with Enzo and him in the midfield. Again, have been good. We just move on from that one. And Michael Obinka, good day, brothers. Good day to you too. So, Roger, are we going with this?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
okay. Let me give you the go.
The reason why I say that is my guess is as good as yours. He could go with a 4-4-2. Who knows?
Yeah, but usually you say you have enough sample to predict what a particular manager would do. But in this case, you have enough sample to know there's no telling what Potter would do.
No, none at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been wrong virtually every week, so
Yeah.
I give up.
Under Thomas Tuchel, at one point, again, I was able to predict his light selection to a T, but
Pretty
that's
much,
not possible. Yeah,
pretty much.
pretty much. Again, my brother, the food, big up, coach. Again, my hands are dying. It's so cold. Where you at, bro? So
Must be
sorry to hear
England.
that. And the truth is, even in Vegas, even in the desert here,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
usually way too cold these days. Again, and
Coach,
we couldn't
I've been
say
to Vegas. I've been to Vegas in the wintertime there, and it's icy, it had snow. It's bloody cold in Vegas.
everything
It's
is extreme. The cold
high
is
desert.
extreme. The heat
Yeah.
is extreme. And it's gotten worse, actually, and due to climate change, if we're being honest here. Again, hi, Blues. Hi to you too, Lalo, my good friend from Barcelona. I hope you're doing well. Again, go with the audience. Okay. Do we have to do a poll? Nah, I think we don't have too much time. Let's start working on this immediately so we get done. Maybe next time. Sorry about that, Chinedu. Apologies on one day. Again, will Enzo have his debut today? We're not sure. Liam Lane informed us again that he has information that there's something that must be sorted out before 4 p.m. UK time for him to be available for selection for this particular game. But I think it'd be done. So we'll probably. But do I think it's that. I think it's that really. I didn't want it. I didn't want him to start, but given the situation we found ourselves in, he may well start. We're very thin in that area. From a player perspective, again, the constant changes can be annoying to some degree. Tactics information always changing, getting new instructions every game. There's a feel of again inadequacy to it. Wow, I think that's some comment, and it makes sense. It's difficult for me to say that Fulham is going to beat us. I don't think again. If I don't know, attacking wise, I think we should be excellent. But let's see what happens. What are guys again talking? Coldness in LA. Come on, people, that is not cold. I know you're in Chicago, right? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think you're in Chicago. And there are some places of late, you park your vehicle or your vehicle will start moving by itself. And you will come outside, you can't even get to your car. You slide yourself. Yeah, again, it's been worse this year. Again, I really love the show. You keep your guests engaged and also keep we viewers involved. Bless you, brother. Bless you too, one day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 4231. Amaji Chigozie. Again, I will walk around with no shirt on. You know what he's saying here, Roger? That shows you how cold it is where he is. Michigan, sorry, brother. Apologies. Forgive me for forgetting.
Michigan. Lord.
Yeah. You heard the story, right?
Well,
it's
it goes 30, 40 below zero there. Yeah.
Oof. And he's just telling us, what are you cold?
Hey, coach, I have a friend. I have an English friend that moved to Wisconsin, and he moved from Arizona, and he went from 100 and something degrees to a few months later being minus 30 in Wisconsin. It's no joke, that part of the world.
Oh my goodness! But this is hilarious for my bro here. He says, what in the world are you guys talking about? Are you cold? I will walk around with my shirts off. Oh my goodness. More importantly, please go check out my brother's channel. You will see 3 dots to his name. Click visit channel. Be sure to subscribe. Lots of excellent panelists there. Most of you here know Stab. Again, I call him Chelsea Encyclopedia. He's always on deck.
What's the show?
Sorry?
What is the show?
Just again, he covers every football club, but again, he's a Chelsea fan, and so a lot of Chelsea content, and I think you will love it.
Who is this?
Nee Zion from Blue Clouds Media. If you go to the chat and go to the right of his name and click visit channel, you will see his channel. Great brother again, and a great content creator. Again, if my boss constantly shouted new instructions down my ears, I think this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I think players might get that idea from Potter with his changes. There's a chance some players see it like that, but my argument is that he should slow down, tone down the changes, stabilize the ship, first of all. I think he's capable of doing a good work. I am, again, turning blue since he's here. Just kidding. No, here's the thing. I know you're a Barcelona fan, but here's the thing. Subconsciously, actually, you gradually become a Chelsea fan. But again, I know you love Chelsea because you follow every Chelsea game. Probably because maybe we're friends. I don't know, but again, I think you're secretly a Chelsea fan, if that makes sense.
A
And bro,
closet.
yeah,
A closet Chelsea fan.
a closet Chelsea fan. And bro, apologies for forgetting that you're from Michigan because I know you've told me that 1,000 times. Great job, guys. Again, today is officially the first game of the season. Yep. Again, like Two-Face said in one song. Today marks again the first day of the rest of my life. Today marks the first day of the rest of the season. If we start well, I think it will go a long way. Hopefully, we'll win that one. Enzo Fernandez is starting the game. Did you get that? Any official? You sure about that? You let us know. I want to know. Again, it will be the first game of the season when João Felix and Chilwell resumes. Again, and maybe Kante start. No, João Felix isn't available for this particular game. Is he? Roger, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, he's saying when they start.
Oh, okay. Okay. When? What? No. I think he thinks they're all starting.
No. He's talking about like Chilwell, Felix, when and Kante, when they're able to. So when they recover and return to the full squad, then that's when the first game of the season starts. That's how I interpret it, not for today. Does that make sense? So eventually, when all the players return in, let's say, 2 weeks' time, that's when the first game of the season starts. That's what he's alluding to. And I actually subscribe to that theory because right now we're depleted. We really are. It's listen, I think we need to temper our expectations for the next game or two because we're playing with people that we're starting, I should say. That's wrong with me. We're starting with people, especially in midfield, that we would never consider starting normally. So let's temper that seriously. Don't think. Listen, we could win. I'm not saying we can't win, but I'm talking about the quality of our play and how we play. And also, there's a good chance that we're using a formation that we wouldn't normally use had we had a full squad to choose from. That's all I'm trying to say.
Go ahead, Roger. I'll be with you in a bit.
No, I think it's important that we realize this. This is listen, we should be on a high. We've made, I think it's 17 additions in the last two transfer windows and 8 in this one, or is it 9 because of that kid from Southampton? But he goes to the junior team, so let's say 8. I mean, and they're quality players. So let's just rationally, perceive where we really are. We're not at full strength. It's going to take time, a game or two. So that's all I'm saying. It's not an excuse. It's just rationale, and that's important, gentlemen.
All right, we'll start in a bit. I have a poll on asking those in the chat for again their goalkeeping choice. Big up Pichila. Will you be streaming all weekend? Oh yeah, weekends. I have get stamina. I love this, bro. One of the biggest you could say OGs here. I love you so much for all the support again. Yeah, we will all the game again. We would too, and I think I'll do a show on Soccer Perspective this weekend since we're playing today. So every other game, I think I'd have the time. Yeah. To do something there. Big up Kachila again. Yeah, I will, brother. And thank you so much for all the support. When all the players return, not now. Again, yeah. Okay, thank you. Roger is correct. Again, my prediction is 3-1 Chelsea. And Jude, okay. Felix is not playing today. Again, I think I misunderstood the comment and Roger corrected me. Again, yes, my friend. He says, "I don't get your hopes up." I also see Arsenal, Liverpool, City, and mostly United games. So just Premier. You got that response now. It's not again. Don't get your hopes up. It's a bad sign to say we're depleted when we have 33 senior players. Yeah. Again,
and how many are injured?
Yeah, we don't have a balanced squad. If that makes sense to you. But that's, by the way, we'll be follow again building the lineup. We'll continue building in a bit. It says my prediction for today's game is 4-0 Modric to score. Okay. My devices are now that again. Probably I recognize that was what happened. Potter already running for cover, claiming he's not involved in transfers. It's only the head coach. He better deliver. I think he will deliver. Potter needs to start his
Well,
own players again. This lets know where our problem is. Just one second, Roger. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
brother.
he meant he's not involved in the execution of the actual acquisitions.
Okay, and not deciding again. Yeah.
Yes, there's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Context, gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Looking for another device. Okay. Again, Chelsea got new next season. What's the name? We want to know. So let's get back into building. To me, my choice is Kepa Balaga. Your choice here, Roger. Let me know.
Yeah, it has to be Kepa.
My choice is Slonina, but I'm going to spell his name wrong.
It's Slonina, really? You're killing me.
He's in the team and probably registered to play.
There's no chance that he's going to start, coach. I shouldn't say that. There's very little chance that he's going to start, coach.
You think he's not going to start?
No, I think Kepa starts. That would be... No, in a cup game, yes. But and I'm not talking about the Champions League, a domestic cup game, yes, to start. Unless there's injuries that we don't know of. Injuries aside, I believe it's Kepa's job to lose.
Okay, Roger, give me your back three.
So, obviously, Silva in the middle.
Just go ahead. Just name your back three. I'm going to ask those in the chat too, and you have to explain why you're starting every player. You know that's how we operate.
Sure, I'm going to go with. See, I was thinking maybe Koulibaly would start on the left because he needs time. Because he's probably going to be in the Championship League squad, so he's going to need to get more time and match fitness back again. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts on the back left, but I'm going to go with what's his name? I forgot his bloody name. The young Frenchman, Badiashile. I think he's going to start on the left, Silva in the middle, and I think probably Chalobah on the right. Or it could be, it could be. Sorry, it could be Dave. It could be.
Go ahead while you're explaining. I'm going to find out from those in the chat who they want to start again. Their back three choice.
Actually, I'm going to put Chalobah. So I'm going to go with Badiashile, Silva, and Chalobah because I think he's probably going to start Azpilicueta as a right back. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to put Chalobah in there.
Go ahead. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that because I think he's going to want height and Badiashile and all three of them are actually excellent in the air when you think about it. So that gives us a really solid foundation for any aerial duels and battles, defensively speaking. So I think that would be our strongest three. I choose Badiashile.
Chalobah, is he fit? Didn't he get injured?
Oh, bloody hell, he is. He is hurt, isn't he? Didn't he come off the last game? Was it him or who else came off?
Probably out.
Crap, I forgot about that. He is. Was it? Listen, we've had so many bloody injuries. Yeah, it was a hamstring, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah. I don't know.
We have no update on players. See, this is what I like about the NFL. They give a weekly news conference onto the fitness of every player. Every team has to do that, and we don't have this protocol in the Premier League or UEFA. So Chalobah could be out, couldn't it? That was never addressed in any of the press conferences, by the way. I think
it's probably out.
Oh, crap. So
yeah, Eddie, are you aware with Chalobah's situation? Is he out or is he available?
So Koulibaly will start then.
Sorry, apologies. Pardon my bad manners. Big up to you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hello, big Eddie. Up, coach. Big up. Hi, Rogers. Well,
pleasure as always.
Nice. I'm not sure about. To be honest, I'm not sure about Chalobah. I'm really not sure about his fitness for today. Oh yeah, from the last game, I think he has it down as injured, but we don't know if he's recovered or not.
May have been a knock in his back. We don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure if he's recovered or not. Yeah,
Oh, he was holding his right hamstring.
exactly.
And did we again? Is what's his name? I don't think again. We're talking about back three, so I wouldn't. What's his name doesn't come into that one. Just give me 1 second. Go ahead with what you're saying. So, what would be your preferred back three, AD? Roger, what's yours? What's your selection, AD?
So mine personally is Badiashile, Silva, and Chalobah. But if Chalobah can't play, obviously, then it has to be, it's going to have to be our captain,
Chalobah.
Dave.
Or even James.
So
James can play right centre back.
Chalobah is
Yeah.
fit. He's fine.
Also, Chalobah is
Oh,
fit,
he is
which
fit.
maybe I have to redo this. One
Okay,
option,
so
what did I use there? Korea, Silver, James. I
is he
think I have
fit
to
enough
end
to
this poll.
start?
Go ahead.
Is he
Yes.
is he fit enough to start or just come off the bench?
Yes, he's fit enough to start.
So then I start him. So mine is Badiashile, Silva, and Chalobah.
Right
Because
centre back.
that aerially it just gives us so much potential strength in the air. Simple as that.
All right.
Especially
Okay, Bobby, how about you?
The same thing.
Roger, how about
Bobby.
Eddie? How about you? Your back three? Did you give that to me?
Yeah, it'd be the same thing. Yeah.
Bobby,
Who on the left hand side here? Badiashile.
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 were we separated at birth, Bobby?
I don't know. We must be
Centrally,
brothers.
Silver.
We
You
must be
guys have
brothers
a
somewhere
guy.
along
And to
the
the
line.
right, did we mention
Exactly.
Chalobah?
Yes,
Did we say
Chalobah, sir.
Chalobah here?
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Okay, let's go. Let's just go with that. Does it end with an H? I think so. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Let's say again let's call this the 2 6s. Yeah. Again for you, Bobby. Who do you think
Oh,
best
God.
should start there?
Ruben and Gallagher.
Yeah.
And that is you're saying if again if you're not sure if what's his name starts, not being sure
Enzo.
whether Enzo starts. Yeah,
If
that's what I'm
Enzo
guessing.
starts, it's the choice of the coach, who I think should know much more than me. But as an observer, it wouldn't be my choice. I want to make that clear. I wouldn't start him, even if he's got all his papers cleared. I'll bring him on in the second half sometime. So my
Sure. I agree.
my starting midfielders are Gallagher and Ruben. If they're not capable of performing against Fulham, then that is a major problem, and they should be really looking to get them out of the club.
Okay, Eddie, how about you? Let me ask those in the chat. And again, if you're typing a lot, again, I think my interaction with you will be mainly via the polls there. But let me just quickly catch up with this again. I think Starling will be a bench warmer for now. It wouldn't make sense if he starts over Modric. Big up, bros. Again, big up to you too, Victor Gumbanjo. Most of the injured players are back, so no excuses for the coach.
No, they're
Okay.
not.
And that's again, Olariwaju. Again, Olaware or Gundiran, I don't think that's the truth. A lot of them, we still have a village of injured players. James to start. Okay, Kepa is on form and must be given the chance. Okay, Mendy is still injured. He's not injured, but I don't think the number one spot is still Kepa's. He hasn't done that much wrong. Hit the like button, people, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We're at 172 likes. Let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible.
Coach,
By
to be
Sheila,
fair,
Silva, and James.
Mendy's not fit.
yeah, to be fair, Mendy is injured. He had an operation on
Oh,
his
he's still
finger.
out?
Yeah, he's got
Yes.
pins in his finger.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for that. Again, my starting 11, Kepa Kukurea, but Sheila Silva, Chalobah, Ruben Lostic, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, Mihailo Mudryk, and Havertz and Noni. Okay, let's see. Koulibaly, match fitness sake, Thiago Silva, Chalobah. Okay, let's see. If you guys want the Chelsea Football Club gone, you shouldn't have allowed Roman Abramovich to handpick the next owner. That's where you got it wrong. Are not yet to play. Okay, I hope I understood that. But let's see what happens. He's back. He's fit. Okay. Chalobah is fit. Okay, thank you for that. Osimhen negotiations is ongoing. It's ongoing on under the curtain against next season with the price tag of 145 million. I don't believe this, Don Raymond. I don't believe that. I don't think Chelsea will go for Osimhen. Chalobah was not listed as injured, so okay, so he's fine. Yeah, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Chalobah is okay and back. Okay, thank you guys for the answers there. That's been very helpful. Anything else? Let's see. Eddie, your thoughts, the 2 6s before I go to Roger.
We're having injured players that area, isn't it? It's very difficult. If Enzo doesn't start, I say it should be Gallagher and I don't know how fit Loftus-Cheek is. That's the problem.
No, he's not the quickest.
But no, I don't know how fit. He's been injured for a while. I don't know if he's not fit. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think, was it Liam Lynn that said something to the effect of him not having a fitness issue? I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Because the last game he played Luis Hall in midfield.
Okay.
Alongside Jorginho. So are we going to be saying something like that?
I'm really not sure what we're going to see, but go ahead with what you're saying. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We don't know, but just make your choice.
But what about thinking completely now? I just want to throw everything out of the box now.
No,
what about thinking about?
Shout.
Sorry.
So I was saying that's a reasonable shout. I mean, he's got to do something, so he might do that. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah, would it be Luis Hall and Gallagher? Is it?
Hall, Gallagher, Ruben. Both Hall and Gallagher are quite.
So a lot of these players, Reece James is doubtful. There's a chance we don't want to risk rushing back in.
No,
Raheem Sterling is doubtful.
I would rush Sterling. I would rush him.
Okay.
Sterling can start.
Okay.
He can start.
Bobby.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He can start. The others, you have to.
Bobby, I've never seen this side of you before.
Yeah, I want to go to heaven, so I'm not going to participate in that one. Go ahead. So Eddie, your 266. I don't even know the combination to put for those in the chat for them to decide. I don't even know what combo, the options to give them in the poll if I want to make up one. But go ahead.
Or can we just see something that Mourinho used to do? Bring maybe Thiago Silva in middle and then play Koulibaly in center of the three.
I'd rather James, since Chalobah. Here's the thing. Here's my theory here. Since Chalobah is fit, James can fulfill one of the 2 6s role and can do a good defensive job. Then do good work in terms of protecting the back three. Since Chalobah starts here, and there's a chance we see Madueke here. So the space for James will be in the midfield, and I'm sure that Graham Potter is well acquainted that James can play here. But that's me. But go ahead with your suggestion.
Yeah, but again, we don't know how fit James is, and to rushing him back again, I don't think he will want to do that again the second time.
Yeah, this question is whether Enzo got clearance.
And
I'm not sure.
And it's going to be a derby. It's a derby, and it's going to be really, really intense. So it's not going to be easy for him to. But I mean, Mourinho used to do that those days. Play Zuma in midfield, kind of, because this game, honestly, the hatred for Chelsea has gone up. And not a long, big time now. They'll be praying we lose because they will just be factoring all the money they spend, not knowing that all the players are not yet available. But all the money they spend, they just want us to lose. So this is a must not lose game. Whatever we have to do, we cannot afford to lose this because it's going to give them that power to talk about Chelsea. Oh yeah, they lost all the money they blah 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 spend. They can't win even Fulham. They're just waiting for us to lose. So this game has to be a game that we cannot afford to lose.
We have to win this. Every troll that has come to the channel always says, again, you lost to Brighton. You lost to this. Just quickly, again, Hall was impressive. He's young and inexperienced, but he's a proper prospect. The only reason Cucurella starts over him is he's more experienced defensively and it's better defensively, actually. But Hall is traditionally a midfielder, not really a wing back. We needed to start Enzo. This is a must-win game, but there's an issue. We're not sure whether he's gotten the clearance. A must-win game cannot win this game without him in our midfield. I don't want us to go into that game with that mentality. It's dangerous, really. Hopefully, the manager doesn't think the same. And if you can hear me, I don't know why my screen is currently frozen. You can go ahead and give us your. Again, I don't know, Roger. Have you given us your 266?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you go ahead and speak. My screen is frozen.
Sure. I believe that if he's eligible to play, I have a strong suspicion that they would choose Enzo and probably Gallagher or Ruben. But I personally, I'm a little bit conflicted on whether to start Hall or Ruben in the middle with Gallagher. I'm not sure which one. I'd probably go with Ruben if he's match fit with Hall. I agree with Bobby. I don't think Enzo should start. I think he could come on in the second half. However, you know what? He's match fit, Enzo. He just played recently. It's why not start him? Because we are depleted. What other reason?
How sure are you that we'll get the clearance to field them?
None, zero, zilch, nada, no assurances whatsoever. I have no idea.
Can I say something about this, if I may?
Of course, my lord.
So sorry to cut in. Just 2 points. One, I'm really pleased that a lot of us have Gallagher in the conversation. That shows that his value is beginning to register. And
For me,
I think
it is.
With some persistence and some more coaching and support, I think he'll be very useful for Chelsea going forward. The Enzo issue, it's not so, everybody knows he's fit. It's not about his fitness. It's about,
Understanding.
We all drive. If all of a sudden, a friend of yours gives you his truck and says, look, can you take it here, there, or anywhere as a favor? You get in there and, because you've never driven it before, you take a little time to get used to it, how it turns.
Acclimate.
That's and just the feel of everything. The gears, I'm speaking in England, we still use shift stick. I know the Americans don't at
Manual.
all. Anyway, whatever, even if it's an automatic, you still need to get the feel of the car. Now, that is what I feel for Enzo. I don't think he's had a full day's training with the team. In fact, I'm not sure he will know all the names of the players. He won't even know the Chelsea players, not to mention the opposition players. So I just think it's a little bit harsh. I mean, they might do it. It's just harsh on him. I think you need to give him the West Ham game, okay, which is a few days away, a bit more training. So that is why I wouldn't like him to start. It's because of him more than anything else.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
All right, let's move quickly. Again, I don't think I have up to 25 minutes actually here. Just quickly, what was I going to say again? Roger, can you tackle this with a minute or two?
Which one? What did I miss? What was the logic for us reverting to 3 at the back? We just spent 600 million. Isn't it time to take off the training wheels? Well, it's because of the fact. Okay, Bobby Fairview. The reason why I believe he'll play 3 at the back because he's done so the last 3 games. Also, playing with these specific players in the back, this would give us so much strength in the air with Badiashile, Silva, and Chalobah. They're very competent because you're looking at Fulham. What's the gentleman's name? They're number 9. He's bloody good. He's strong in the air. We need Mitrovic. Thank you. We need to combat him. It's and his replacement who actually scored against us last time. So I would not take them lightly. They're dominant in the air, and so
Mitrovic is really dangerous.
Yeah, it's like, so this is why we're more solid with the back 3 in there. And also it allows our wing backs to bomb forward. Having said that, that also allows us to also be fluid with the back 4. It's very dynamic. So, but it gives us aerial height. In my opinion, that's the advantage too, as well as defensively too, because we're defense orientated.
All right, let's go for it again. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer that. Again, lads, again, I'm out again. Much love and up the trust. Much love to you too. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. My back three is Badia, Sheila, Silva, James. There's a chance that's the case, but I think Chalobah will fulfill that role better than James. And coach, again, are you in California? No, again, I mean Vegas, but we're all in desert if you're in California. The midfield is going to be Enzo, Gallagher, Mount. That is if Enzo gets the clearance, but we're not sure. A lot of people calling for 4-2-3-1, but we'll go with what we have. We don't have much time. Bobby is issuing tackles now. This is Roger Dinho's fault. Okay. First of all, again, I think you guys got the formation wrong. That's why we're struggling with the midfield. If we'll go with a three-man midfield, it's with Enzo. We're not sure Enzo is going to get he's going to get the clearance. Gallagher and Chukwuemeka. Again, let's just get it done. We played with a 3-4. Again, was it 1-2 or 2-1 again against Liverpool? The last game we played. I think it's been predominantly actually, but because usually they switch things around during in-game, it just seems as if again we play with a back four in most cases when we don't really. Let me say, again, I like that formation. Again, yeah, 4-2-3-1 is my preferred formation, but I think he'd go with the back three like this to accommodate more attacking players playing the wingers in the wing back position. He does that very well. Again, I've been quietly listening in the background, and all I can hear is pure folly and clowning around. You guys need to fix it up, please.
Get your stuff together.
You put me to shame. I will go with Hall, Enzo, and Chukwuemeka. That we're not sure what the man is going to do. Again, I honestly don't want to watch a repeat of the away game against Fulham. Nobody wants that to happen. Gallagher has been impressive. A lot of running, but creative-wise, I don't know what to say. One-dimensional. Yeah, you could say that again with Gallagher being the first 11. I think he starts. We have to make do with what we have. Remember, Arsenal or United again. But that's not the question you'll be asking now. We have to make do. It's as simple as that. We have to make do with what we have. Let's again, if we go with a back three, it's only limits the ability of the new attacking players. It depends on the application. Okay, Roger, you know what? Let's go with again a 4-2-3-1. What do you think?
It's up to you, sir. I would say no, but what do I know? I've been wrong so often. Who knows?
Let's go again. I think majority has been calling for that, and you know quite well it's not because
or a 4-3-3. If anything, a 4-3-3.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's go. Then let's go like this. After all, we're still gonna have to 4-3-3 mainly. I think that's what it's gonna be because he would want to overload the midfield. But let's see how that happens. We're not sure whether Ruben is.
Honestly, a 3-5-2. If the midfield is the real concern, that's what he would go for. But yeah, go with a 3-4-3.
What?
Sorry, a 4-3-3. Sorry, go with a 4-3-3. But I think, if anything, if his concern is predominantly the midfield, he's going to go with a 3-5-2. But if you want to go with the 4-3-3, that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah, Enzo starting. We're not sure. My back four. So what are we doing really? Let's go with what we had before. We had 3-4-1-2. Is that what we had? Let's go with what we had and finish with that. Again, if it changes, then we'll find out. What is it again? I think we can change 3-4-3 with that. Yeah, we can change 3-4-3 to that. So no need. Let's do this like this. Let's keep it like that. Silva centrally. What? Oh my goodness. What structure was it before?
3-4-3.
Was that what we started with?
3-4-1-2 is what you had.
So let's go with this. We can switch it around and make it work. So Badiashile on the left, Silva centrally. Let's not just again argue that it's just going to kill our time. I think we'll be fine. Chalobah was here, right? And the four, we had two central midfielders here. Two, maybe you can call them wingers if you want. I think the wing backs, that's the wing backs or wingers. But I think in this case, 3-4-1-2, you said, or 3-4-2-1. It's a fluid approach. So let's go with this again. For sure, Gallagher starts because we have to make do with what we have. That's what I think they're still predicting. But the question is, who pairs Gallagher? Who are those available to pair Gallagher? You go ahead. I'm waiting for you. And if you're in the chat, let us know who you think can pair Gallagher.
So you've got potentially Enzo, Ruben, Carney, Lewis Hall, and Mount. That's about it. Because we're depleted. Because we're missing Kante, Kovacic, Zakaria. Who else? Who else? Like, that's not enough.
No, Zakaria isn't ready.
Yeah, Zakaria.
Yeah, you said we're missing them.
Yeah. So we're basically using what would be our subs in essence as starters. We're on our second and third stringers, as they would say in America.
That's Southern. So who pairs Gallagher for you? Who pairs Gallagher for you? Do you think pairs him? You think Enzo? Do you think again you're certain that we're gonna get in? We're gonna get the clearance for Enzo.
Who knows? Are you talking
Okay,
to
let's
me,
go with
or-
the ones that are easy. I think Mudryk starts here if this is the structure. I think, yeah. Mudryk,
I see what you're saying.
And here, that's where I'm not sure. There's a chance still Rhys James starts if he's ready.
No, that's too premature, coach.
Okay, let me ask those in the chat. But you go ahead. Tell me who pairs Gallagher. Your decision, and I want to find out what they.
I think it's going to be Aspie
in the central area.
Or if Loftus-Cheek is fit, if Loftus-Cheek is fit, he might play there.
Sorry, I think
Loftus-Cheek is still listed as he's still listed as a doubtful.
Sorry, coach. I thought you were talking about the right back. I apologize.
Doubtful, yeah. Do we have him here? He's not here.
I think Ruben does start, no?
So I think he's ready and he's trained for a while. I think Ruben might get a chance. Let's see. So let's say Ruben here. I think, but let's ask what are the options for there? Enzo. But the truth is, there's no clarity whether Enzo has his paper. So let's make do with what we know for sure is available. To me, I think Loftus-Cheek is again. He should be available. How about you again, Roger? Were you still saying something?
No, I apologize. I thought you were talking about the right back initially. So
no.
Yes. So it's either going to be Ruben, I would say, or depends if you could put them anywhere, or Lewis Hall. That's who I think is who's available, assuming we don't use Enzo.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cobra, I think he starts if he's fit. Even if you don't like him, unfortunately to you. For me, actually, also, I don't like him playing centrally, but we have to make do with what we have. Actually, it's a makeshift lineup here. Eddie, how about you? What do you think? The 2-6-6, what do you think happens?
Yeah, that's quite difficult. It might be, like I said, it might be Gallagher and Luis Hall.
I think it could be Hall or Gallagher, but who knows? It's
okay. Let me ask those in the chat. While we're at that, let me come to you, Eddie. Make a case for Madueke starting over Rhys James and what's his name, Cesar Azpilicueta.
The right wing back, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know if he plays there? Has he played there before?
No, but it's the approach. The approach we had, he had what's his name, Raheem Sterling, who hasn't played there before, play in the left wing back position. The intent is to attack. The intent is to have more players in the attacking area, not really to defend. Yes, we expect them to defend as a unit, but usually it's for them to exploit the space. Again, if they find space here to exploit it quite well, so start playing from here. And you see the last time that what's his name, Lewis Hall started, even though it seemed it was like a back four or maybe a hybrid approach, is always playing with the midfield and in the attacking area and hardly in the defensive area. So it's
but
really,
if he hasn't played
the
there,
application is what matters. Go ahead.
Yeah, but if he hasn't played there before, I don't see him just throwing him there for this game. He might play Ziyech there instead.
You think?
Yeah, because Ziyech has played there before.
But is
All
he
right.
in the right
Go,
frame of
Roger,
mind
what do
to
you think?
play? Is he in the right frame of mind to start? I don't know, or even play.
Oh, I think so. I think so. He was smiling. We saw pictures of him smiling.
He's a professional. I think he'll be ready, even though it will be painful for him. But I don't
Yeah,
know how the. Yeah, let me just ask those in the chat. But Roger, you go ahead with your argument.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You say he's a professional, but we've seen him previously not act like a professional.
Yeah,
So
I'm just going to call that right wing because it's not really right wing back. I know people call it wing back, but
sure.
the application is purely different depending on the player deployed here. But let me just call it right wing back, what people are familiar with. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a possibility. That's a strong shout, actually, but I think it's going to be Aspilicueta.
I really don't think so. And how
Okay.
ready is James? Nobody. I think James may well start there. But
I don't know. Does Bobby know what his fitness is? I think there'll be a shock because, from what I hear, most people are saying that he's not ready until possibly the Champions League game. So that's definitely premature to start him. Maybe to come on in the second half, perhaps, but who knows? I think Aspie will start there. He's going to go with Chalobah and Aspie on the right. This is what I believe he will do. Doesn't
and
mean
if
I'm right.
anything, if we're being honest, this shows you how difficult Potter's job is. Again, when
Yeah,
when
it's
you have
not
that
easy.
many, when you have that many players out, it's usually because this is makeshift, especially this central area.
It's a band-aid.
Now.
It's a band-aid,
again,
as you say.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we have to make do with what we have, and we're not sure whether Enzo is going to get the clearance to be available to be selected for this particular game. If that makes any sort of sense, I think as much whether you like Ruben Loftus or not, we have to make do with what we have. Enzo, if possible, that's the thing. It's a big if. Mudryk, no, the application is what you pay attention to. Not really. The structure makes you feel like it's a wing back. No, his job is not to defend. His job is just again to start again operate from the deeper area, if that makes sense. I don't know what else to say. Noni should also start again. We cannot afford to lose this game, I think. But if James is fit enough, James also can maybe just have a bit of balance, to have a bit of a traditional wing back here who can do more defensively. I think that will be helpful. And not start with only just three recognized defenders, which we did against Brighton, and we paid dearly for it. If that makes any sort of sense. Let me see again. What do you think, Richard? What do you think we should do here? Really?
Where's here?
Yeah, because we're not sure who's fully fit and who's not. But I think James is fully fit now.
Is he really? We know that for a fact.
Let me look at what they have here. Again, he didn't mention him at those sides. Those were out. Oh, he still says, again, doubtful. So, no need to consider him.
I think it's going to be Aspie, sir.
Okay, let me see again. Ruben, Ruben is the most we can do. I don't think Hall, I think he'd go for experience. Hall may not get the chance to start in this game. We don't know. But let's just give it a shot. So I'm going to kill that one. Let's ask who starts here. We have Noni Madueke as one of the options. Cesar Splickwit as one of the options. Reece James, he's trained for a while now, but let's just go with those two. Noni Madueke and Cesar Splickwit. And let me ask them. Again, let's call this a 10. Your choice here. Who do you think starts here?
Where?
Starts at again, let's say here, this position here, behind the two up front. I know it will always be a fluid approach.
I think it's going to be Mount.
Oh, yeah. If he doesn't start, then I know that's not Potter. What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I say it'd be Mount, yeah.
Yeah, and Felix isn't available, so Mount is only capable. You can say he's played there, and that's where he argues is his preferred position. So let me put Mount here. I don't think it will be anyone else. So okay, Mount here. So let's say the two in front of Mount. Who do you think those would be? Let me start with you, Eddie.
Kai Havertz.
And who?
Say Kai Havertz and Sterling, maybe if he's fit, or Noni.
Can Noni play in that position?
Yeah, that's a big question. We don't know. I think Noni is predominantly a 4-3-3 kind of player.
And usually on the right-hand side. But that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. If you follow, no matter what you think about Graham Potter, he always prefers playing with a 3 at the back. At most, again, a hybrid approach where there's 4 when we defend and 3 when we attack. He likes playing wingers in this position, not because their role is to defend. The application is different. That's what people don't pay attention to. He's not starting them here to defend, but to start operating from that deep. And usually, if he has the time, then when it's done implemented, that it's usually good to watch, if that makes any sort of sense. So, but you're saying who and who here? I think Sterling can play up there, really, because his positioning is excellent. As much as I hate his first touch and him again trying 90 dribbles again and missing again, failing to complete 100 dribbles. But I think he does well in anything close to the final third because his positioning and all that tappings is a stain. I think Mount here, yes, but Chukwuemeka, we don't know him that well in terms of that position. He's always on the flanks. If anything, I think Potter will use him here. Madueke, so to speak. Let's see those in the chat what they pick. I think they selected Madueke, 56%. Let's see what happens. So who do you think starts with Sterling? I think Sterling, if he's fit enough, I think he starts up there. Let's see what Potter does.
Do we have a report on his health?
I think he's been fit for a while now. You want me to check? Let's see what they have here.
Just curious.
Yeah, just again, it's important. Raheem Sterling hamstring is doubtful, so not sure. We're not really sure. So if it's not Raheem Sterling, who else will be the person here?
Is Modric on? Did you guys pick Modric?
Yeah, Modric is here on the flanks where he likes to. Again,
How about Fofana? Try him with Havertz.
I think it's going to be Carney. I think he's going to put Carney
there. Another one.
Carney where? If Carney's going to be on the bench, it's probably most likely in behind the 2. That is if the structure. Or you know what? It will be easier to go with this structure.
2-1. Exactly. 2-1, kind of. Yeah.
It would be easier. Then Mason Mount still has a place here. On the right.
And then,
or on the left. So I don't think it would be Sterling since it's still listed as doctor. So it's the Carney starts.
And then Havertz up front.
And here Mount and then Havertz here. I think that's it. Yeah, but here's where we have a problem here. Is this one here. Because James may well start because a balance is key. We only have 3 recognized defenders. We did that against Brighton, and they mopped the floor with us. We did it against the Austrian side.
It's going to be Aspie there for number 8.
Yeah, what's the Austrian side? What do they call it? Salzburg. Although we won that game, but they were on us. They weren't just clinical. So it's a risk not to play with just 3 recognized strikers. And again, Marco Silva is a good tactician. If he senses that, he will exploit it very well. So we need a bit of balance. Cesar Azpilicueta can provide that balance here. Rhys James can, but we're not sure how ready he is. So I don't know. So
and
most
also
likely
leadership. And coach, look
leadership
at this
too.
squad.
Yeah.
You've only got 1 recognized real leader, excluding the goalkeeper. That's Silva. You're going to need more. You can't have a bunch of 19-year-olds everywhere. You just can't. You need a balance, coach.
Wow. Again, now we know how difficult it's been for the man in charge there.
My client. Exactly. I rest my case.
Yeah, let me say this again. Modric cannot play wing back. Here's the thing. It is the application. That's why we actually suffered against Brighton. The way he played, the application is different. It's not meant to be here defending. It's meant to be, again, overload the midfield and join the attack whenever possible. Yes, the difference is that we're expected, once this is done, a lot of people, these 2 guys, 1 and 2,
coach,
are expected to do a lot of running.
Hey, coach.
To make up for lack of us playing with just 3 recognized defenders. Go ahead, brother.
Coach, you know what? Where Modric is, you could actually have either Hall or Chuck. What's his name? The freaking Brighton.
Cucurella.
Cucurella. Thank you. I've gone brain dead today. I apologize. And then you can have Modric where Carney is. That's a likely scenario, also, gentlemen.
Yeah, it makes sense. But let's see what Potter does. I think the whole thing comes down to the fact we're still learning quite a lot about Potter. You understand? We're still learning quite a lot. There's
right now,
what he do. Sorry?
It's a juggling act right now. He's got too many spinning plates in the air. It's simple as that. He's juggling too much.
Yeah, as much as again, this isn't like Bobby said before. This isn't strong enough. So, do you know why I'd prefer us going with this structure? We're accommodating more attacking players. So if you can't win, if you not strong enough, if you attack more, then you get a chance to pin down your opposition again and have them concentrating more on defending than coming at you. I think with this, the only thing they'd be looking is to find a way to hit us on a break, which is the best form of attack, is to attack them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I get it. Yeah. Coach, let me ask you a question, though. Do you think that Madueke would actually be that deep? Do you think you'd be more suited playing up front more because he's closer to the box also? You know, and have either have Cucurella or Hall play there. I think
let's do that then, which means Cardi will not start.
Right.
And I think Modric is capable of playing here. He likes to drift in. So let's put Cucurella here.
I think
so we have more balance. It makes sense.
I think that's a stronger possibility.
More balance again because Cucurella again he's good at sweeping up. He's good at as much as people hate him. He's good at reading what's going on with the back three here, and always sometimes you even see him here cleaning up after Chalobah and Silva.
Yeah. It's either going to be Cucurella or Hall there, I believe. I
think this or Hall. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Modric should come closer. If this is a struggle, Modric should come here. And
Hall dribbles, Coach.
Sorry?
Hall dribbles. He's successful. He takes on players. He's more dynamic.
Mm-hmm. You know, and he's shown he's capable of helping overload the midfield because in most cases he's drifting to the central area and does that quite well with a great effect. So I think this is a better and good way of analyzing this. We're not just plugging in players anywhere. As much as I don't want this cousin here to start, your cousin to start here, he's most likely starting. I don't see him not starting. Here is what, again, we have to make the decision. I think most likely, the better option for balance sake, because we're lacking in the midfield area, it will be Cesar Azpilicueta. Yeah, go ahead.
Coach, you could have actually Gallagher playing on the right in the middle, Hall on the left with Cucurella. That will be very interchangeable. That will be very good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strong possibility also.
Yeah, I agree with you. And apologies to a lot of people. I'm so sorry. Usually it's not like that. But I'll be skipping quite a lot of few comments. And Mishi, boy, again, big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see again. There's an update. Enzo's papers are ready and submitted. He can play tonight. Okay.
Really?
So that's it. So it's Enzo, Gallagher in the middle then.
Yeah. So it's not going to be Ruben. Ruben, that place is an extent. So let's say Enzo. He's been training. And has he trained with the team once again or twice? I think probably 2 training sessions. I'm not sure. So let's go with Enzo here. That's it. Again, here and most likely ask me for balance sake because we're not sure how well Enzo adapts to the game today. We're going to see. So again, I'm going to skip in quite a lot of people. Apologies again. I'm only human being. There's quite a lot here. Oh my gosh. Apologies. I promise you won't be like that all the time. Again, we all know it's gonna be Dave at right wing back, right RC or RCB or whatever you think. Again, we can safely predict. And big up to you, brother. Again, all the OGs in the house, especially my brother Blue. Again, sorry if I missed any of your comments. It's going crazy here. That is very correct. Much love to you. And to my brother, again, Bailey says, again, 3-man back Kukurea is again a short starting in a back in a four-man back formation. Mudryk can never be on the left wing. Here's the thing, I get what you're arguing, but watch it. Just remember, I told you we will see that happen. That's how Graham Potter operates. And the argument is that it's about the application, not the structure, really. He starts with this structure with an attacking intent not to have 5 defenders. I think people have always interpreted that the wrong way, if that makes any sort of sense. But I think we've come to the conclusion this is, again, the most, again, possible, again, structure and lineup. We will be torn apart if we play wingers as wing backs. Look back again to the Brighton game. Yeah, even I hated that, but it makes sense. But Graham Potter will, in the future, once his team starts firing, he will start doing that. That's his thing. I know we don't like that, but he will start doing that. Midfield 3. James is playing today. I'm not sure. Again, if you listen to Potter when he spoke about, again, Noni, he said that again, he gave us balance. So again, that tells me there will be, again, a 3 behind Kai, again, front, again, Noni on the right hand side. Let's just get this exercise done. We're still learning who Potter is. Sorry, you wanted to say something, Eddie?
Oh, no, sorry,
guys,
go on.
Okay, guys, do you think Enzo Fernandez starts? Yeah, we heard he's starting. Again, he's going to start. So it should be Mount. Yeah, again, this is very enjoyable exercise, really. And I like the argument in the chat. Yeah, the same application. Roger, you get what this brother is saying here. When I said, again, it's not about the structure, but the application. And anyway, the same application against Brighton.
Yeah.
Even us hated that. Noni, again, and that's especially true if we don't have, again, you could say the old guards in the midfield, but let's see what happens. Again, Noni can play in that position very well because of, again, its penetration with the ball in the yard. Exactly. It's, again, highlights the argument. It's not about the structure, but about the application of those in those particular positions. So sorry, guys, to the very bottom, like I promised, quite a lot to read, and we're about to round up very soon. Something I saw here, going forward, you will never see this setup again because it's a risk. But even with this setup, I think you have Kukurea here with an experienced head on the right-hand side so that we have balance. We don't want to see what we saw against Salzburg and Brighton. Again, Sterling is fit, right? I think he's fit. I'm not sure, but it's listed as, again, as doubtful. I don't think he starts. Again, we need a Potter to use 4 defenders because Benoit and Silva are a good combination. There's a chance. Here's the thing. It's almost always a hybrid approach from Graham Potter, but let's see what he does. We will be seriously in trouble if we play Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Gallagher in the midfield. Without Enzo being ready to play, that's all we can do. We have not bought the attackers and defenders. We have to play a 3 at the back. Yeah, but let's remember, I told you this. It's Graham Potter. He will end up doing the 4-2-3-1. Mount, Connor, and Enzo in the middle. Modric, Sterling, and Havertz up front. I think this is, we figured out that most likely will be it. Report: Benfica wanted 40 million Chelsea, a player in exchange for Enzo Fernandez. What? 40 million plus a player in exchange for Hernandez on deadline day. Reports have claimed that Benfica wanted to bring Mateo Kovacic as part of our Chelsea's deal to Enzo, and we said no because we value Mateo. Chalobah for right wing back, and Aspi for our right centre back. I don't think Chalobah can fulfill the right wing back role quite well. You could say he's too stiff for that role. Kepa, Chalo, Kuku, Benoit, Silva, Enzo, Gallagher, Hall, Mudryk, Mount, Havertz. Okay. Hi, Coach again. Please, Mount should not start. Well, it's not up to me, and we're guessing he's going to start. Rather play Chukwuemeka ahead of him. Unfortunately, I think he starts. There's Felix, Mudryk, and Noni. They are playing a one-way again as 3 together. Is Felix about? He's still suspended, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's suspended.
Okay, he's still suspended. So let me see. Those in the chat thinks it will be Aspilicueta. Oh, yeah, 52%. For balance sake, I think it makes sense to be Aspi here. If anything, again, I'd rather what's the name? Madueke play here. Yeah, but eventually I think it will be Mount. Yep. If you're in the chat, if you have any argument against this, you let us know. Since Enzo is available, it's an important game. I think he starts. I don't know what part it does. Maybe he trusts someone else. Then again to get the job done while Enzo again gets acquainted with the whole thing. Anybody want to say anything else here regarding this?
No, I think that's a pretty. I'm interested to see what the line. I'm very interested. This is going to be an intriguing game in so many facets, Coach. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a real doozy. I'm dying to see what we do and how we apply ourselves. And I think everyone, especially the coaching staff, they're going to have to start earning their wages. But I'm begging everyone, all the fans out there, temper your expectations just because of a huge influx of players, but more importantly, because of the players we're missing due to injury. This is a huge factor. Injuries is part of the game. You lose one or two, yes, that's acceptable, but not when you have this many. It's just so the expectations need to be in check, shall we say, to be realistic.
Yeah, and again, people, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, we need 20 more likes to get it to 200 likes. We can do that. I want to get again, Eddie, in a minute. Again, if you're watching, okay, he says going forward, Coachella, I am taking those three forward. Oh, okay, now I understand your point. Again, Coach, please get any update on Wesley Fofana. He's started training, but I don't think he's ready to start. You don't want to rush him back. So it will always, I think you make sense. It will all, again, mainly be 4-2-3-1 to start or 4-3-3. But usually, again, I think mainly 4-2-3-1 with also with great attention to the selection in the back four, because Potter he prefers a hybrid approach. If that makes any sort of sense, yeah. So that makes sense. Again, there's a chance actually it is 4-2-3-1 today, but Potter is unpredictable. And Roger, how do you say it again? It's predictably unpredictable. If that makes sense to you.
Exactly.
Your thoughts on the overall lineup?
Yeah, it's very good. I think it's a very good lineup. It looks a very good lineup though. And just as Roger said, temper expectations, but expectations can only be tempered when the performance is on the pitch. Yeah,
well done,
exactly.
Well done.
Yeah, expectations will be tempered when they see commensurate kind of performance. At least we can't lose this game. That's one key point I need to put out there. We can't afford to lose this game. Otherwise, expectations will be, oh my days.
And the press. I mean, there'll be
exactly.
Like
I mean, I'm paranoid now about. See, I don't want us to lose this game because what the press. I mean, I was listening to TalkSport, Danny Murphy talking about, this even with all the money Chelsea have spent, the squad is not as good as Man City squad. Blah blah blah.
Because he's a Liverpool fan.
Exactly. So they're just waiting. All they're expecting is failure. That's all they're expecting. So Potter needs to now try as much as possible not to grant them their wish.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think that's the truth. And again, let me see. Again, this has been actually a delicious exercise, really.
Delicious, really. Add some pepper, some salt.
I know it wasn't easy, but it was enjoyable because now you know how. Because here's the thing: we did the selection, and then we started looking at the Brighton game. And Cobra, who was it in the chat, that said, "Yeah, the same application that they got us mopped the floor." We realized, okay, we need balance. We understood we need balance here. Again, like the beautiful game said in the chat, it has to be aspect here. We can't play with only 3 recognized defenders because we have them. Plus, again, it would have been worse because we're not sure what's going to happen in the midfield area. So, again, good job, guys. Again, that was really enjoyable. And Cobra says, again, Roger is on point. Yeah, coach is never on point. We need to be patient. This fan base in general is too reactionary. Whenever things don't go our way, we only move up again from here. Again, much love, guys. Then I want to say this again. We are at 9,831 subscribers. And the day we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll do $100 giveaway. But here's the catch. You must be a student. Yep, you must be a student.
The game, coach. No, nice try. Sorry.
You, you must be a student, and you must have proof that again if asked shows proof that you're a student, show again, then yep, you get $100. But then again, we need to find a way to appreciate the community. We're growing so fast, faster than anybody thought we would. How are the fans reactionally giving their opinions? Again, you slug it out with him. It's not my fight. Chelsea, wish you again. Oh yeah, that's at Roger too. Chelsea, wish you all the best tonight. Thank you very much, Ubonga and the beautiful game. I'm not being funny, but it was delicious exercise, and yet I'm still hungry.
Yes.
Yes, it was a good exercise. I enjoyed that one so well. Chelsea 3 again. Let's see again. Yep. Okay, we still have a pregame show, so maybe during the pregame show, you talk about that. And with that, I think we've come to the end of the show. I don't know, Bobby, you have anything to say about this lineup? I have just again. I think I'm late already, but I'm probably sure because my wife is at home today. But she's gonna need a little bit of help too. We have 2 boys now going to school, so yeah, it's not that easy as it was before. So Bobby, but if I have anything to say about the selection, you go ahead. We have we'll talk about the predictions during the pregame show. Go ahead, brother.
Are you doing a watch along as well?
Yep, we'll do the pregame show and then the watch along, and then the postgame analysis.
I'll catch you on the pregame show then.
Much love, brother.
I hope my brother Roger's there.
Yeah, your gang member.
And
my
who
brother
else is
from
it?
another mother.
IBZ.
IBC is gone. IBC is in your gang, but I think AD is in my gang.
AD, right. That's yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll catch up then.
All right, thank you, Eddie. You want to add anything, or you're good with this?
No, it's all right then. No,
all
it's
right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank
again,
you.
Immense love. So much love to all the panelists. Bobby, Eddie, love for blue again, and Roger Potter's lawyer. Thank you so much, and to my brother, the beautiful game. Big us all again. It was an experience. Yeah,
great show,
hungry.
Coach. Great show.
Oh, again, a delicious one. Even I enjoyed it, even though my voice isn't that clear, but I loved it. Yeah, sorry that you're still hungry. I can't help you. Again, I suggest again 4-2-3-1 Chalobah. Okay, yeah, some good. Again, Adeoye Emmanuel, thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. And Ubonga Kaiden, thank you. And Liam Lane, thank you so much, brother. So much love. I don't know how I'd be able to ever pay you back for all the advice and all the love, all this you sent to me. Cobra, welcome to the channel. Chinedu Dalwan, welcome to the channel. Again, Anna, Jude, welcome to the channel. Much love. And Misha Boy, much love. And Willie, blessed, much love to you, brother. Letness is great. It's greatness. Nice to see you, brother. Again, thank you to everyone else. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. And with that, we've come to the end of this, again, edition of the Blue Morning Show. See you guys during the pregame show. God bless us all, and bye.
Cheers.